Hello, 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 everyone. This is going to be a fun stream today. We're going to be talking more about Mr. Vellon's views, specifically his asinine views of our favorite giant monkey movie. Joining me today are my guests. First off, welcome.
行くわよ。来世の試練よ。
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Let me bring in Mr.
Mr. Anderson.
Indeed. We have one more guest. This seems like the most appropriate.
Fucking StreamYards.
Yeah, I do not know for the life of me why that stupid clip refuses to load. I banged my head against it for roughly 30 minutes yesterday, and it just would not do anything. I don't know what the problem is. I sent the complaint yesterday, but I'm hoping that it'll figure itself out.
Yeah, wait. I forgot to say a catchphrase now.
Hello there.
All my black slayers.
Or, hello, oh my Gigans.
It works either way. Yeah, I mean, I would have gotten a more appropriate name, but, you know.
Okay. Alrighty. So.
I have dictionary.com open.
Alrighty.
I just have my Google Doc open. I'm just going to write in it while pretending to pay attention, while really I'm also drifting off to the abyss.
So, status report. Where are we in the chapter relative to how long it is?
We are at page 32 of 47.
Yeah,
So
I think we're going to need to have another stream after this one for the...
We have 57. We have 15 pages.
I gotta say this. Those 15 are gonna feel like triple that number.
Yeah, they are. They really are. Because that's how it's done in the introduction.
Because number one, the word salad. Number two, how he structures his paragraphs. And number three, just the book itself.
This is what it looks like, people.
Seriously,
it's so dense.
That still brings me nightmares to think that somebody wrote it like that.
I think I see a paragraph break.
There's no paragraph break. I just want to imagine this person, if he did know the basic rules of addition, he would have managed to make this entire book just one drawn-out paragraph.
Yeah, well, being an English teacher does not mean anything anymore. Unfortunately.
This guy couldn't hack it as a history teacher, apparently. Maybe it's why.
Oh, I'm done. Did you manage to get that Darwin Award I sent you? It's for Bellin.
Oh. Oh, really? Let me look.
Because I remember, here's a story of how I gave this award. Or believe it or not, I commented on the last stream about how I would have, he's a threat to humanity and how everything else. He's like, please send a Darwin award for him. And it's like, okay, just give me a couple minutes and I'll send it to you. Like, what was that?
Oh,
like,
this?
easy?
Oh,
Yeah.
this?
It isn't easy to find a Darwin Award meme template.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Free Monsters. Congrats, you have received a Darwin Award for creating this book.
I'm surprised Godzilla isn't here.
He is here.
He is here in the chat. If you
Yeah,
want to
but
come on, if
I'm
you want to come
surprised that
on,
he's not here with us.
if he wants to come on, I can totally bring him on.
Meanwhile, the flirting shall continue. Just marry me already.
The doggo and the cat and the kitty lady.
The role will come to an end.
Mm.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
just get on the roll for stream team. He'll come on.
All right, cool. Let me add you in. Cool. We're gonna have such fun today. Let me see.
Amusement upon breadoid apparati.
Alrighty. Let me add you. The thing is still in the barracks. You can now comment. You can now access it. Alrighty. If you want to come on, go for it. Alrighty. So now, oh, lovely. He's going to be talking about Birth of a Nation.
What?
Oh, good lord, no.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Damnation. Oh, really? Are we right at the clock 95 years? No, 85 years. We're running the clock back far?
You know, why didn't he just make his entire segment on Birth of a Nation? Why bring Kong into this? Birth of a Nation was legitimately racist.
Well,
And we know it was.
How far back must we turn the clock?
Alrighty. 1 second. Welcome aboard. So,
And now we got a cast of 5, all of whom are willing to lose their brain cells.
I still haven't lost any brain cells, actually.
I'm just
we're
reveling all
talking about
the pain and
karma.
misery. I'm both reveling in the pain and misery and also suffering at the same time.
mhm.
Also, I forgot. Also, I was cut off before I could finish my joke. What's next? He's gonna bring up the Roman Empire
Probably.
because we're already turning the clock back to 1950. Just like fucking break the clock and then just bring up
Mhm.
Julius Caesar.
Yeah. It seems as though this guy's deliberately trying to read way too deeply into movies that seem to be universal.
Oh,
He
that's
really
just-
just wants to talk about race. He should have just, made a book about race. It probably would have sold
He
better too.
Outright.
It's called
Thing
this book.
is- thing is-
He did make a book about race. It's called Framing Monsters.
Well, thing is, this is just one chapter out of 6.
And the first chapter feels like fucking
like
hell.
it should be a book of its own.
Here's a book why Kong is racist. But here, look, I bet to you I could have. It's like, if I wanted to be this person, I would have actually written a better book explaining this. Only added in less word salad.
Which
Alrighty.
publishing house did they do this in again?
I think that this was a university publishing it.
Okay, so destroy the universe. So burn the papers. Got it.
Yeah. Alrighty. So,
If I had to if I will turn my back, I am usually against book burning, but I'd say this is one of the few books in the category which should be burned.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you need to remember how stupid this is so that it never happens again.
Yep. Thing is,
Book burning's
don't know.
effective.
I don't
If
know
he
if
had
anything.
editors, he needs to fire them all
I
out of a cannon because they didn't do anything.
Ooh.
Because editors are supposed to catch tangents like these
Mhm.
and cut them out.
Yep.
And I also want to fire this person in front of a firing line.
Yep. Essentially,
You're unhappy with the ending. No, I question your basic writing credentials. This guy isn't a functional adult.
Yeah, quite literally.
Yeah.
We're going to get a lot of mileage out of that one.
Yep. Along with.
I immediately regret this decision.
I made a calculated decision.
I
Too
just
bad
got
I suck at math.
Okay, I got some gasoline downstairs as well as a match. I'm going to let you guess what I'm going to do with both of these items.
Some
Make 'em-
elf-immolation, or
Make him drink it and then light the match and throw it down there.
I'll bring the marshmallows.
Nah, I don't think putting the marshmallows wouldn't be a good idea. I don't want smug on my beautiful marshmallows.
I'm already going to be hotter for you, Neff.
Didn't.
Alrighty. Shall we? We have delayed for long enough. Let's read what he thinks.
Figure out my secret plan.
Yep. Let's read what he thinks of Birth of a Nation and why this connects to King Kong. Alrighty. Given such precedents, it is unsurprising that the first generally accepted masterpiece of the cinematic form, D.W. Griffith's Birth of a Nation, is fundamentally committed to promulgating ideologies of...
I'm sorry, you...
First masterpiece?
What?
Who thinks
It was-
Birth of a Nation is the first film masterpiece?
It's a
Oh, it's
first
really-
masterpiece because we get to see, because we get to press
You get to
everyone.
look at white women.
Why are you guys complaining about white
was-
supremacy? You get to look.
It was the first successful movie.
Success does not equal quality as the MCU has continuously displayed.
Yeah. Since I still like Infinity War. Endgame has lots and lots of problems.
Yeah, I subjectively like Infinity War. I don't know. I haven't finished that film once, so it's been a while since I took an actually more critical eye on it. But Endgame, I liked upon first watching it, and every other watching. It's like, okay, this entire plot could have been subverted if you just, since you have so accurate time travel, just go back to the garden 5 years ago, before he was snapped, and chop off his head, and there you go, problem solved. Okay, roll credits, give me my money, I'm out.
I'm about this chick. Peace. Alrighty. Birth of a Nation, firmly committed to promulgating ideologies of racial separatism and violence. We can agree on this.
Yes, because it came out in 1915. Of course it's going to portray these ideals, you dumbass.
Also, it was basically made by the Klan.
Yeah. So of course it would be racist.
Yeah.
It's like shocking. A film made by essentially Klan Ansman is actually racist.
And it was shown in the White House under the administration of a guy who would go on to segregate the military. No.
Oh my god!
No, Woodrow Wilson would do that.
I never saw this coming in 1,000 million years.
Really? I did. Because of course. Ugh.
Of
course. Okay. Yep.
Coincidence? I think not.
Alrighty.
Clan Kong.
The memes have started again.
We are 1 second in. We are 1 sentence in. Okay.
I'll just try to beat the segment with one word.
So
And once again, Marion C. Cooper was in secondary school when this film was out and probably had no influence on what he was doing because essentially right after that he went straight into the military. But again, continue on, Sir of the Darwin Award.
alrighty. Michael Robin, noting that
I'm out.
American films were born in a racist epoch, critiques the celebrants of birth's formal achievement for either minimizing the film's racialist content
Racialist.
or separating
Dirty,
its
disgusting racializer.
Mhm. or separating its aesthetic power from its negrophobia.
I'm amazed he's allowed to use that word.
Okay,
I
let's
commented on
see.
this last stream. I was surprised university would allow him to get away.
Ist, not ism. Ist.
You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
It's not on dictionary.com.
It's not
It
even a
always
word.
changed it to racialism. That's not a word.
It's not even a word.
No, it's not.
Well,
What
it just
the
sounds
hell?
bad. Well, it sounds
Okay,
fancy.
he coined it, but it's not dictionary.com yet.
Here,
And it's been, what,
technically-
15
we should
years?
use thinkalized.
Oh my
Well,
god.
technically, that's a quote. It's from a guy named Michael Rogan. So,
Well,
Okay,
I
a
went
sign
looking
was
for the
stupid
word and I
appropriately.
couldn't
Wait,
find
Michael
it.
Rogan? Is
so-
that Joe Rogan's ancestor?
I don't believe so. It's spelled differently. It's ROGIN rather than ROGAN.
Damn.
Alrighty, let me try to get to the bottom of this page.
Okay.
Okay. As those who laud Kong's special effects and stirring plot while forgiving its racism, admirers of Birth's form notes, all too often divorce the film from its ideology, as if in art there could be any other vessel for ideology in form. Okay, now I have to
What?
break my rule. Okay, sod off.
What rule is that?
Oh, God.
There were
Like,
rules?
no, it's like trying to get to the end of the page. Like, oh my goodness. There is a world of difference between a film about a monkey who is taken away, a giant ape taken away from his home and falling in love with a white girl versus a man in blackface kidnapping with the intent to rape a white woman, and the clan are portrayed as as heroes.
Knights in shining robes?
Yeah, knights in shimmering white robes.
No, it looks more like bed
The
sheets.
original White Knights.
Yeah.
The
Let's
one
go with
shiny
that.
even Crow won't touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, that's
Alrighty.
so. Also, I decided to look up the King Kong and I stumbled upon the 1970 romance scene, and that would be what Bellin would have wanted, essentially.
Ick.
Yeah, he hates that. Yeah, he hates that movie.
The
Which movie?
1970 film.
Gotcha.
At least I think it's a 1970 film. Did he say he hated the 70 film, or did he hate the 33
Yeah.
film?
He loves the 1933 film. It's his favorite movie of all time.
He's making a book about why it's racist.
Oh wait.
Well-
You talk about the Dino De Laurentiis King Kong that he hates.
I believe so. Yeah.
What's really ironic about that is the sexual undertones of King Kong are you could stretch to say that there are sexual undertones in that film far more than you could in the original 33 film. But again, playing stupid's advocate.
That entire shower scene, the music did not help.
Exactly.
No.
It's like I was about to say, I think I know where this is going.
Okay. Yet not only was Birth directly, if unwittingly, implicated in the broader culture's assault on African Americans, the founder of the modern KKK, timed the rebirth of the order to coincide with the Atlanta premiere of Griffith's film, which was subsequently adopted for Klan recruitment, training, and propaganda. But the film itself, as Daniel Lieb writes, materializes the racist arguments of its time. The black is presented as a person lusting for white women, grasping for white property, and unwilling to accept a preordained station at the bottom of the social order.
By the way, I messed up on the 85-year clock. Birth of the Nation's actually 105 years old at this point.
What was that about refusing to accept being on the bottom?
Essentially, like refusing to understand where your place is in society. But again, has nothing to do with Kong or Marion C. Cooper as a person.
You know, telling people that they need to really understand their role in society is kind of a racist thing to say.
You need to understand your role is that of an oppressor.
Yeah, wow.
Here in America, there are no roles. You can go wherever, however high you want. You just have to work for it. And you gotta work hard. Otherwise, you're not gonna make it.
Meritocracy, people. That's
You
why
can
we're so
get as
here.
high as you want. Wait.
Wow, it's almost like social mobility is something democratic nations have.
Gee, what a shocking revelation! Oh my god, I didn't know this was an actual thing.
Yep, let's keep going. To extol Griffith's film for its innovations while pardoning its noxious and unremitting racism is thus not simply unacceptable.
What was that?
Okay, to extol Griffith's film for its formal innovations while pardoning its noxious and unremitting racism is thus not unremitting.
I'm sorry, unremitting.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
What does that word even mean?
It's like
relaxing or okay, here it is. Unremitting, never relaxing or slackening. It's just
so basically unrelenting.
Yeah. Just use unrelenting.
Okay, we get it. You're an English professor.
Oh, hey, Godzilla and Scarf Productions.
Hey, welcome, and also
hello,
welcome
my
to Space
son.
Junk. And also welcome to Space Junk.
Everyone's still alive.
Yeah. Somehow.
Unremitting racism is thus not simply unacceptable on ethical or theoretical grounds. Okay, nobody is doing this with Birth of a Nation.
Yeah.
Nobody.
No one thinks Birth of the Nation is not racist. Let's not kid ourselves here.
No,
Birth of a Nation was
I'm pretty sure Drake
supposed
here
to be
thinks
racist.
I'm pretty sure Drake here thinks it's completely fine.
Why? Because of the Xeon suit? That's Fetty propaganda there.
Leon shall rise again.
Yeah!
Yeah, that's a funny thing. Xeon are written Confederate than they are Nazi.
I suppose you would say that. They may actually come for me. I am not one of them. Uh-oh. I see them on the horizon.
Alrighty. More fundamentally, such separation obscures the fact that birth is definitive precisely because it crowned a cinematic tradition that toiled from the start to construct an impregnable barrier between whites and blacks and to punish any who dared trespass it. That this project aroused white audiences, not just in the South but throughout the land, is suggested by an account of the film's Los Angeles premiere. Every soul in that audience was in the saddle with the Klansmen and pounding hell for leather on an errand of stern justice, lighted on their way by the holy flames of a burning cross at film's end. The audience didn't just sit there and applaud, they stood up and cheered and yelled and stamped feet until Bill Griffith finally made an appearance.
So, can you prove Marion C. Cooper was there when that happened?
I don't even think that's his. I don't think that.
He was born in the 19. Though he was born early, though he had to have seen it because it was a requirement to watch Birth of the Nation to be considered an American citizen. It was a law back all the way during the 1600s by George Washington Carver.
What?
I don't think he's
ridiculous.
I think.
No, it's not ridiculous. It makes perfect sense.
I think that he's probably just doing some weird. I think that he's just thinking, oh, the time in that period was racist. This racism must have infiltrated King Kong. And it's like, I don't agree with this.
My racism is more racist. My racist time. And, hey, anything that's produced during this specific time period is automatically racist.
Exactly.
Anything
What was
produced
that? I had to
is
get a package.
automatically
request.
homophobic.
Oh, we have another guest.
Hello, Crow.
The gang's all here. Everyone from live stream is here and more.
Dr.
Yeah.
Bird.
Yes, it is I, Dr. Crow. Guys, I have some big news for you.
Oh,
Merit is an extreme leftist idea now.
What?
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 We just did we were going over a video about how SpongeBob radicalized a bunch of kids to be socialists. Apparently, merit is a far left idea. I never knew.
In which case, that fee can't. I can't bring that for a whole fee because I don't like to be seen as a far leftist.
I know.
I got
Oh,
still, we're still in a relationship though.
It was a bunch of rambling bullshit nonsense. So what are we doing here today, Dunn?
Oh,
We're
Crow.
take a
Rambling
wild guess.
bullshit nonsense.
Oh, goody.
Sorry,
So-
you left rambling bullshit nonsense to come on rambling bullshit nonsense.
So it's
How
a-
does that feel?
You lose either way.
You will never escape your fate, young Dr. Bird.
That and potential flirt.
I immediately regret this decision.
Yeah, pretty much.
I bet you really wish you could have just went back. I bet you could have just gone back, turned into a crow, flew away, and then just spent the rest of your days doing magic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Well, you know, because he
Yeah.
practices magic, he's probably a grand wizard, so he's perfect for
Okay.
being here.
Oh yeah,
So
so you're
you-
automatically
Alright.
racist then.
Okay,
So-
you know what?
Don't get this racist off the stream.
So we have okay, for reference, we've been doing this for 30 minutes and we just barely finished the page.
28.
Oh
Essentially-
my god. How many pages do we have to go?
15.
45.
Alright, let's do this.
Let's go.
Okay. So Sitkoff notes that the theatrical venues which had served as sites for actual violence against African Americans. In 1911, the townsfolk of Livermore, Kentucky, purchased tickets to participate in the lynching of a Negro at the local theater. Orchestra seat holders were allowed to fire as many bullets as they chose into the hanging body. Those in the gallery were restricted to a single shot. The Griffiths film staged the spectacle of the Black Beast lynching, thus suggests that Birth, by detaching racist violence from local context and by permitting audiences to partake vicariously in the hunt and kill, was foundational for a white national society, both on screen and in the stands.
How much of a hunt is it if he's already dead? I question whether this actually happened now because this is
I
ridiculous.
wasn't aware. I was aware Clash of the Blacks was a movie, Nick.
Oh yeah, naming movies.
Okay, so anyway, how was your? Did anyone see Black Wars?
Yeah. Or
It's a sci-fi movie about white dudes hunting down a bunch of blacks.
so, Wise Wolf, how's your sex life?
Oh, it's great.
I'm still waiting for the Dojin.
Did make it.
Alrighty. Griffith's film was also, in ways at once incidental and inescapable, foundation for another film that dramatized the death of the Black Beast, Kong.
Oh,
A
boy.
black beast.
God.
Yes,
Alrighty.
black people are beasts.
He thinks that all movies are exactly the same just because they came out in the same time period. No, just because it's like The Handmaid's Tale came out in the same general time frame as the Atlas Shrugged movie does not mean they share ideologies.
What was the Atlas Shrugged movie about?
It was about Atlas Shrugged. It was
It's an Ayn Rand
adaptation
film.
of Ayn Rand's book.
Oh, what?
Atlas Shrug. You ever played Bioshock?
No.
Okay, never mind.
But now I get what you mean. Essentially, technocratic society or communism.
Something like that.
Alrighty. So, Clyde Taylor reports an anecdote told by Lillian Gash, one of the stars of Birth. One day we were rehearsing the scene where the colored man picks up the northern girl Garish ill fashion. My hair, which was very blonde, fell below my waist, and Griffith, seeing the contrast in the two figures, assigned me to play Elsie Stoneman. Though only a single remark by one of the company's players, Gish's terms are nonetheless suggestive. The association of the African-American man with a gorilla, the revelation of blondness as the pragmatic symbol of white womanhood, and the desire to exaggerate through this contrast.
I find that insulting.
The gulf between whiteness and blackness are all formative for Kong as well.
I find that insulting. Blondes are the epitome of whiteness? No?
To play Rick,
I'm pretty sure there's more people with black hair than there is with blonde hair.
And brown.
Yeah, brunettes are more common.
Aren't gingers typically the palest?
They are
very rare.
Yes, because red hair is the most recessive of the hair colors.
Hey, Zofrats. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, hey, Zoe!
We got a Zofrats.
Hi, Zoe.
All right.
General Brown, you are a bold one.
My brownness does not elude thee.
Nick Black, the man of renown.
Lord Captain Black Dunn.
I imagine that a lot of far leftists would look at this stream and say, "Racists!" No, he did it first. We're talking about his stupidity.
Yeah.
We're talking about his really, really weird. He's more racist than us because he's reading racism where it isn't.
Yeah.
Listen, he's will go calling a giant black man, okay?
Yeah.
We're just reading what he says.
Yeah. Alrighty. Marion C. Cooper is reported to have used nearly identical terms in his instructions to Fay Ray, a natural brunette, when casting her for the role of Andero. Of course, you'd have to be a blonde. We've got to have that contrast. The contrast of black and white that Griffith and Cooper labored to institute was born from the threat of miscegenation, the ultimate abrogation of racial difference, the lynching of Gus, the black man who stalks the younger Cameron sister in Birth.
How much of this is even relevant?
Yeah, it's not. I caught what he said. He basically said that because the directors of Kong decided to cast a blonde woman specifically to contrast the dark-furred Kong. That's not racism. That's color theory. It's to make her stand out. Color theory is, despite its name, is not racist. It's just the general what colors stand out against each other. You want to make what you have pop out. And every movie, except the Lion King remake, does this.
Godzilla and the Scar Productions, Blackzilla versus Gigan.
Yeah.
What up, all my Gigans?
Hello, all my Gigans.
Hello, all my Gigans.
So you gotta help me. Just don't shush.
Trick, you gotta pass this on. Come on, keep going.
Gigans on my left, Ewoks on my right, and Nerf Herders in the middle.
I'd rather be a nerf herder personally.
Hey, I did a nerf herder.
Oi, the nerfs are a noble creature, I
Not
tell you
use him.
what.
I wonder if it's Nerf or Nothing is their version of if you go black, you never go back.
Once you go nerf, you can never be. You can never go nothing.
What about the
Hashtag,
Family Guy? You can't use that word. That's our word.
hashtag where's the nerf dildos already?
Oh, I bet if you look hard enough, there is some. There are some.
Yeah.
Uh,
No. We're not doing anything. No, there's no planning going on here at all. No
Nope.
planning here at all. Du holder skolka a frehead. Let ham ika vid venlikist.
hey, I'm going to be packaging.
That was
I'm
really
gonna
bad
do a
reading.
package. Then I want you to forward it over to wherever this guy lives. And just don't worry about the package. I also will be gone for the next few days while this package is on the way. It's it's totally not coincidental, I assure you.
Nick Brown had a really good point. The contrast filmmakers were probably referring to is that the film is black and white. You need to pick actors who can stand out despite the film not being in color. Yeah, that's an even better point. I didn't think of that immediately.
Yeah, because you had to figure out how to.
I actually thought ahead of you, Drake. I just didn't say anything.
Mhm.
Screw you.
Alrighty. So, okay.
Screw you, villain.
The cinematic precursor. So, the black man who stalks. So, the lynching of Gus, the black man who stalks the younger Cameron sister in birth, is clearly a cinematic precursor to the gunning of Kong, a fact signaled by the similar spatial.
When were airplanes ever used to attack blacks?
He's thinking of it as an allegory.
No, I'm pretty sure are you okay? So an allegory for gunning down on a giant black ape.
Yes.
Down races.
Let me finish. Let me finish up the next little bit. A fact signaled by the similar spatial iconography of both films, in which the ascent to and fall from a height surround the act of violation and violence.
What?
Basically, what he is saying with his incomprehensible word salad is basically because it is a fall, and it is a fall as well as a near the act where the black man is about to rape the white woman. They're similar.
People go down when they fall.
What?
People
The dark
die when
ape
they are
rises.
killed.
People have bullet holes in them when they get shot.
Yeah.
People die when they are killed.
People get wet when they touch water.
Yeah.
Do they?
Alrighty.
Well, water isn't wet, but it can make things wet.
So
Is water
No,
Let me-
it's not. Water is
let me
not
read-
wet.
Oh, the next sentence is really bad.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
In both instances,
Let me
then
put my soda down.
in both instances, racial contrast is achieved through the thwarting of black male sexual predation. White superiority is secured in a violence both expressive of and validated by the fear that white identity has been pushed to its most tenuous contingency.
He's basically saying that white people are on the brink, except that the fact that they have the technology proves that no, they're really not. And where's
White
Kong's
people are
plane?
going extinct.
Oh my god.
We're a dying race, people.
Oh.
Okay, I tuned out for like 5 minutes. What the hell happened?
Okay.
Ugh.
So, in terms of Kong and Birth of a Nation, racial contrast is achieved by thwarting black male rape,
Okay.
and white superiority is secured with violence. and because they are afraid that white identity is being pushed to its most tenuous contingency.
During the
Tenuous contingency, which means that they have to.
Yeah. At the
It's
same
because Kong's a giant ape that's trying to destroy things. It's because he's obviously a black person.
Mhm. At the same
This
time,
says a whole lot more about the writer than it does the people reading it.
yep. Yeah, the writer. Yeah. This guy is an idiot.
This book
Truly.
This
Yeah.
book offends me.
Yeah. At the same time, Gish's comment links Birth to a set of films that represented one another of early cinema's most prominent takes on racial difference, a set of films of which Kong it is itself a crowning achievement. Jungle films, the exotic location shot, or at least putatively so, pictures on which Carl Denham built his reputation. One of the hallmarks of these films was the contact and contrast between white civilization and the dark-skinned tribes of primitive lands. Ape-like men, or in many cases actual apes, who craved the icon of whiteness, the golden-haired woman.
Okay, so
I am close
aside
to
from how
that.
stupid that is, the fact is that apes, or gorillas specifically, were considered myth for a long time before scientists actually documented them. So the idea of seeing apes in their natural habitat was something of a luxury and a spectacle for people at the time. Not because black man equals monkey. That's really dumb. You're dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering the dates correctly, the gorillas weren't seen in the wild until the 19th. No, not 19th. 20th.
Because the word salad
century,
makes
I
the
think.
Kong chapter feel
Yeah,
like
I
an
can
entire
check
book
just to
itself.
confirm that. I know it was really
So-
late.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
so
the Kong chapter is something like nearly 30 pages long, Holy Ninja. That's
The
why.
first
30
gorillas
pages.
were cited in 1902.
The 30-plus
Yeah.
pages
Thought
long
so.
makes it seem even longer due to all the words used.
Yes.
I'd much rather watch the Socialist SpongeBob video.
Yeah, so literally 31 years after, before King Kong was made, gorillas were first discovered. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's still longer than I've been around. So I think the idea of that still being in the public conscious it's pretty likely. But again,
Yeah. Also, interesting thing, you know who else was depicted as a gorilla in a lot of propaganda pieces, like about, say, a decade or so later?
The Nazis.
Nazis!
Nazis! Yes!
Propaganda works.
so wait,
Who's
King
gonna
Kong's a Nazi? Then why are you guys being so mad about him dying? That's good then. I thought you guys liked it when you saw Nazis die.
Yeah.
God.
It seems as though ape is just a universally used propaganda derogatory thing.
It's almost like
because
it's an insult.
subhuman.
And it doesn't have specific connotations to any one race.
Leslie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Man, this
for the King
is-
Kong versus Godzilla movie that's going to come out sometime, I want them not as anything to do with the Kong development or the special effects relating to Kong, just as a random civilian in the crowd. I want them to cast Leslie Jones just to fuck with her.
Who Leslie Jones, please inform me as to the context.
The most unfunny person, one of the most unfunny
Leslie
people to
Jones
breathe.
was in
I
Ghostbusters
would argue
2016.
that Brie Larson is worse.
No, Leslie
She
Jones
was in a King Kong
specifically for this, because Leslie Jones in Ghostbusters 2016 got into a Twitter spat with Milo Yiannopoulos, and gorilla insults started flying around.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Socialist SpongeBob versus Kong the Black Slayer, Donkey of Revolution, Donkey the Revolutionary, and
Revolutionary.
Rancor of Progress.
Aggressively.
I say Rancor of Progressivism.
Yes, Rancor
Yes.
progressivism will win.
Because, of course,
It comes down to
we'll
Rancor
kill them all
versus Kong.
first because it'll read them to death.
I think
Alright.
Rancor is actually bigger than Kong is, or at least the original Kong.
Nah, King Kong's still a little bigger.
I know he's retconned to be massive, but
Yeah, King
No, we're-
Kong's at like its smallest like 30 feet, and then its largest 50 feet.
okay, yeah,
Really-
Rancor is like 20 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the request is we'll try to protect Kong and then they end up killing it by making remarks about it.
Alrighty. Let's continue. We're getting close to a section break.
Yay!
Oh my god!
Rick!
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay.
Wait, what? What?
Okay.
sorry. What were you celebrating again?
A section break where we actually where we get more into Kong. Okay, I'll save what the section is. Let me just read until then.
Okay.
In films such as Tarzan of the Apes, The Lost World, in which O'Brien's stop-motion techniques first attained renown, Bali the Unknown, or Ape Island, and Orang, the storyline that Kong made famous was played out again and again. The white woman abducted by, sacrificed to, or implicitly ravished by apes, or by their barely more human black counterparts.
I'm sorry, Tarzan Ape Man?
Tarzan of the Apes and The Lost World, films of 19. In the cinematic climate in which sex relationships between the white and black races were implicitly and before and after 1927 explicitly tabooed, which made such films possible and profitable.
Call me retarded, but wasn't Tarzan actually depicted as being of Caucasian?
Yes.
Kinda retarded.
I think that part of it is like Tarzan is rescuing a white woman from apes, which are in this guy's mind are symbolic of black people.
Why does he think monkeys are black people?
Wasn't even that movie Tarzan raised by the apes? So it's really just a good ape versus a bad one, basically, or at least that's how he was raised.
He was straight to be good ape.
You were the chosen one, Tarzan.
Yeah. So
There's a lot wrong with this
Monkey.
person.
So
this entire book, this book would make
on the NKVD, and the NKVD know how to do purges.
Don't worry, I'm looking it up right now. Right.
alrighty. Let's continue.
A quick 5-second Google search showing me what those people are.
North Koreans.
Kind of worse.
Yeah.
It's the actual people that would. I have a feeling these are the actual people behind the purge. I mean, like the great political. I mean, like the great purge that Mr. Joseph Stalin did on his own people.
Oh, not the stupid movie.
Okay.
I don't know much about the purge, but
so
it's still quite weird. Apparently, because we have a purge once every year, our economy just went up.
Yeah, that's stupid. Less
money to spend.
Yep. So in relation to the climate where sex relationships between black and white are prohibited, it made such films as the ones mentioned above, Tarzan of the Apes, Lost World, Bali the Unknown, or Orang and Kong. Profitable was the subterfuge in which Kong would elaborate, that typically touted as to play up the sexually suggestive nature of their plots. Jungle films could at the same time sidestep miscegenation through metonymy by displacing the fabled sexual aggression of the black male into a figure sufficiently saturated in racist cliché to stand in for the black rapist, yet enough unlike the fantasy assailant to avoid the censure or outright censoring of the product.
So it's essentially like to 1930s America what tentacles are to Japan now.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Something like that?
tentacle hentai was a mistake.
Yeah.
Oh man, this sentence is like an inch thick.
Oh,
my
God.
god.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Okay,
How?
so
I can
until
feel a 10-ton weight suddenly crushing my shoulders.
alrighty,
Let's
so
get through it.
yeah, it's like an inch thick. Oh my god. The Jungle Films then fulfilled the salacious and
Wait,
monos-
salacious? Okay, yeah.
and monetary requirements of white definition and black defamation. Whites could be pictured as so inherently desirable that even deaf, black brutes found it irresistible, and yet, through the same means, it could be protected from defilement at the hands of the real-world dark-skinned figures from whom whiteness both needed and dreaded. Okay.
I am struggling to wrap my hand around. I am trying to wrap my head around this person's logic so that I can suffocate him.
This
So
person has logic? That's news to me.
so essentially what he's saying is that because
apes exist, they must equal blacks.
oh my goodness, the memes are going nuts.
Good.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
I had to pull this up on my second monitor.
You can quote me on this. You can quote me on that.
Yeah. Alrighty, so what is apparent from the preceding discussion is that culture within which early cinema operated was compulsively employing and staging intricate, intimate dramas whereby whiteness could be jeopardized yet championed, racism rehearsed yet disowned.
We did it, boys. Racism is no more.
Mm-hmm. Pitch black
We
aggressors
were
summoned
hurt.
yet. Holy crap! This sentence is 2 inches thick.
Wait, what? Show
my
us.
God. It continues on to another page.
No.
You just got a
Okay.
ruler.
Let me.
Show us. It can't be that bad.
Oh my god.
Like, put your finger where it starts and where it ends.
Oh, my
you are
Oh, good lord!
God.
Oh.
You are an English teacher, you goddamn idiot! That's not how you structure sentences!
That's
What
one
is
whole
this?
sentence. That's
Ah!
Oh, what the
Are you kidding?
hell?
Holy crap!
Got paragraphs this big.
I told you.
This man needs to be fired. He needs to lose his English professor credentials. He is not an English professor.
I would not be surprised if he's on
Okay.
tenure. I would not be surprised at all.
Wait, that's,
Okay,
that's
never
an
mind.
entire, that thing. That's a one whole sentence. Please tell me my eyes are not lying to me.
Okay. It's like this big. Okay, let me see. Okay, ba-dum-bum-bum. Let me see. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Start of the paragraph.
That's the start of the paragraph too. Oh, good lord.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Just remember, someone published this. Someone made money
Yep.
off this.
People made money. You bought this.
You should have pirated it. You should have found a way to get this illegally.
Burn that
Oh,
book when
buddy,
we're done with
It's
this.
it's so bad that nobody wanted to.
Yeah, it's so bad that nobody pirated it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even pirate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
You're so
that's
bad.
how bad it was.
We're so
Okay.
bad. The pirates avoid pirate you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pirate
I would
valuable
imagine
thing.
that the book Blackbeard saw this book and was like, "Don't keep going. Go.
Nope.
Only goes for good booty.
Yeah. Yeah, nope. Let's not
Mhm.
yeah.
Alrighty. White, pitch black aggressors were summoned yet thwarted, just sort of their final foul victory. In some of these dramas, such as those confined to the cinema, African Americans were robbed of their dignity and decency, and others, such those spilled out into the streets, they could be robbed of their livelihoods, and lives. The point, however, is that these dramas are continuous one with one another, complementary manifestations of a person.
Ambiguous.
Yeah, they're very ambiguously black.
No, they're not. No, to this guy, he's all as black.
Mhm.
Not even ambiguous. They're just straight up black.
Mm-hmm. It's a reference to David Benioff's ambiguously brown woman fetish.
An actual child in the body of an adult.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's a bratty 13-year-old in the body of a really rich white dude, or at least a rich white dude who stole most of his money from his daddy.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was going through was playing on The Last of Us last night, and then he stumbled upon this article that was written by Lev Benioff.
Yeah, probably his grand. It's like I think that's his grandpa.
No, that's an actual character in David's book.
Oh yeah,
What?
oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, Lev Benioff. Yeah, Lev Benioff is David Benioff uses a lot of self-insert characters, and a lot of times he'll use those characters to just give himself white ambiguously brown women to screw. I wish I were kidding.
That's not all. It's like the article this person wrote in the game. It sounds like something David would write. It's like, what?
Yeah.
The entire 60% of the world dead. U.S. military pulls out.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Spilled into streets, they could be robbed of their livelihoods and their lives, referring to black people. The point, however, is that the dramas were continuous with one another, complementary manifestations of the pervasive cultural enterprise that took on such ubiquitous and variegated forms because it required their mutual reiteration and reinforcement to naturalize a black-white divide, so that there was no more inherently given than a figment of race itself.
God.
Veritigious?
Variegated.
Nick, this is not just David's book being in The Last of Us 2. This is an actual article all the way back in The Last of Us 1.
I just want to get back to King Kong. I want to talk about Monkey.
King Kong was never here.
Yeah.
We're getting back to Kong soon.
Oh,
Thank God.
Bella looks at King Kong and thinks Black Monkey Man.
Mm-hmm.
Come on the stream, Dun said. There will be King Kong, Dun said.
I was promised Kong. I have not received Monkey.
I was promised a great time with Neff, so I win.
Simp.
Not a simp if you get some.
Oh,
Yeah.
Have you?
Well, we know for sure Chris is not a simp since he is married.
Who?
that's just whipped.
Bro.
Now, hold on.
Who's whipped?
Bro.
I'm not whipped.
Don't worry, I'll be sharing your fate next year.
Hang on.
Congratulations.
Don, do you have a whip? Do you have a whip sound effect or a whip clip?
Find an indie clip.
I mean, it'd be
Close
pretty
enough.
accurate.
Yeah. Alrighty. Kong
This crew has many plot twists.
Kong is but one fragment of the larger cultural drama. I do not claim any hallowed or exemplary status for it in this context, though I do maintain that, like Birth, it represents a culminating moment in the racist tradition from which it springs, and thus is a useful instrument for disinterring and dissecting that tradition. Commenting on the difficulty of analyzing the representation of whiteness as an ethnic category in mainstream film, due to the way that it, quote, white power secures its dominance by seeming not to be anything in particular. Richard Dreyer notes that the representation of white QA, I'm
What?
interesting.
What's show
white-
us what exactly is it that you're looking at?
White qua white?
White?
Is it like supposed to be like butchered Latin?
Hang on. Well, emphasis on your screen right quick. I need to look at this myself. I can't believe this. I don't know if that's an actual word of something. I can barely see. All right.
Can't see anything right now. Okay.
Okay, white? What the? Where? Okay, I'm trying to look. White? Okay, the point. What? Qua? Get?
White qual white. Yeah, that's. I think it's a phrase of some kind.
I looked it up. Qua phrase. Qua means. Read it is a Latin adverb meaning where by which root. Read it as when you read it. Use it in scholarly legal writing to refer to a specific role or conceptual category for an entity that could have more than one role conceptual category.
He's essentially, his argument is built on the fact that, well, we can't really identify our points, so we're going to say that it's super nebulous because that's how ingrained in our culture it is, guys.
Therefore, I can't possibly be wrong.
Exactly. It's like a Martin Bailey tactic, essentially.
Hey, I'm just pointing out, guys, that King Kong. I'm just pointing out, guys, that King Kong is is representative of black people. I'm not racist.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
I'm not your buddy, pal.
I'm not your pal, friend.
I'm not your friend, buddy.
I'm not your buddy, home slice.
I'm not your home slice, comrade.
I'm not your
buddy, guy.
I'm not your guy.
I'm not your guy, homie.
I'll give this one to Wolf. Now claim Neff as your prize.
Women.
Yeah, white is white. It's stupid.
Hey guys, did you know white is white?
I wonder what this guy would think of what things are called white nowadays. You know, like being on time is white. Actually, this stream started 6 minutes late, so we're not white. Woo-hoo!
Okay, guys, we've been at this for an hour. Believe it or not.
Yeah. We're at page 35. We're at page 35 out of 47.
Keep going, Dunn. Keep going.
Good God.
Okay.
Keep going.
So, the representation of white KY begins to come into focus in films in which non-white characters play a significant role. What such films also share, which helps to sharpen further sense of whiteness in them, in a situation in which white dominance is contested. In Kong, the domination of white culture, indeed, the survival of white civilization, and its most coveted symbol is contested by a non-white character, a monster from which the era's deepest racist fantasies, and through this processes, the ideology of whiteness is rendered both visible and inescapable. In this sense, Kong's one-note theme might be said to reveal more than it knows. In a film reduced to black and white, it is the beautiful atrocity of whiteness that kills the black beast.
What?
Nani?
I'm pretty sure it was guns that killed the beast.
all that.
Get the fuck out of here with that French shit.
Ma, do
The
not.
white ritual of shooting the bad guy is what saves the day.
In other news, every time people die when they are killed.
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Okay. Beginning of next section. Kong, race, rape, and revenge.
Oh
Wait, what?
no!
Oh my god, the triple
Oh,
R's!
no.
So we're finally gonna get into something related to Kong, so I can actually start debunking his points.
Okay.
Oh,
Shaku!
Don't get yourself hyped.
let's shock it up.
Uh-huh. Alrighty. King Kong
And
tells of
look up,
Okay. King Kong tells of the awful consequences that transpire when the inviolable line separating black from white is violated. As such, the film labors to construct whiteness and blackness as inhabiting absolutely separate worlds, worlds that are twice contaminated by members of the other race. First, when whites land on Skull Mountain Island, and the second when Kong is brought to New York, each time with equivalent and calamitous consequences. The Manhattan scenes that frame the island adventure portray a society utterly bereft of a black presence. In the soup kitchen line, in the diner, in the theater, in the elevated train, in every setting, Jim Crow arrangements are the unequivocal and unquestioned rule. Even in contexts in which one might possibly expect to see an African American person in the hotel as a porter, on the docks, or simply in the scenes of chaos in the streets after Kong's escape. The rule is ironclad: whites only. Though it cannot be claimed that Kong is unaware of national and ethnic diversity, the
What?
presence of the Italian fruit stand vendor on the streets of New York, or of the Chinese cook among the lily white crew of the venture suggests otherwise. Blackness is specifically targeted for exile, placed wholly outside the world of white civilization. In a 1927 telegraph, Will Hayes instructed filmmakers inadvisable to show white women in scenes with Negroes where there is any interference of miscegenation.
The amount of time he
Off.
used the word Negro could have probably gotten his book banned.
Yeah. And hey, Alex Halo is here.
Welcome,
Oh,
Alex,
man.
What?
to your
Hi, Alex.
torture.
Yeah.
Or, that could have just been a studio thing, not a screenwriting thing.
No, this must
Yeah.
be a screenwriting thing. All those people must have actually been hating blacklist type. Therefore, they could not allow them on screen.
I love
They
this.
didn't mind. They certainly didn't mind They didn't mind all those. They didn't mind all
love
those
it.
Chinese and Italianers.
Alrighty.
Mhm.
Let's keep going. In Kong, the complete absence of black persons in the white world under normal circumstances makes it plain that any black encroachment on the charmed circle of whiteness constitutes, by definition, an interference. That implies that Kong is black. He is not. Sawed off. You idiot.
It's just so much
Yeah.
The way that the giant monster ape is black is unironically acting like a racist.
Once again, the fact is that if Kong means something, then that means everything else surrounding him also has meaning, and therefore the argument falls apart because they never try to grasp anything further than big monkey mean black man.
Has any of you ever read The Tale of Scrody McBoogerballs?
No.
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 This is what I say to Mr. Bellend.
Shut up with that Kentucky Fried Foghorn Leghorn draw.
Yeah. Please.
Yes.
Thank you, Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Everyone
Language.
in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
I think if he took an IQ test, he'd somehow end up making an IQ that we never even heard of.
What, a negative IQ maybe?
Below negative. I'm pretty sure there are already people who have been confirmed have negative IQs, but probably like below that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he was any dumber, we would have to water him twice a week.
I log into Go to Animate and saw 1917 as the profile pic. I already got tortured. By the way, done. You can
Yeah,
still
it is
back down from reading it.
Yeah, it is. It turns out it is statistically possible to have a negative IQ.
What is 177013 doing on good anime?
I no idea.
Good meme, not good anime.
Alrighty, let me continue. The world of Skull Mountain Island, accordingly, is as egregiously black as that of Manhattan is white. Clearly, if verisimilitude were desired, the island's woodlanders would be badly miscast. Occupants of an East Asian island would not be black Africans, as they must be to have procured the gorilla hides so central to their ceremonial observances. But not satisfied with the difference of skin color, the mise-en-scène of the island pointedly heightens the contrast of black and white, the islanders' decorations, white face paint, and feathers, accentuating the blackness of their skin. To the superficial similarities that critics have observed between in Manhattan and Skull Mountain Island, with the Empire State Building paralleling Kong's Mountain Erie, the biplanes recalling the Pteranodon, and so on, only to underscore the rock-bottom racial difference. In like fashion, Dunham's quip that the Islanders spy and desire Darrow, yeah, blondes are scarce around here, serves a purpose beyond its offhand and gratuitous racism. More fundamentally, the line functions within the persistent pattern in the pre-Kong sequences of establishing the contrast between black and white, a contrast asserted so regularly and rigorously that the anxiety beneath the apparently natural segregation of black and white worlds cannot be doubted.
Can we find a way to go back in time and have a early end of life to the fetus himself?
I wish.
Time travel never works.
Well, come on. We wouldn't have Sorian Cinema's amazing Jurassic Park video that would have brought us this amazing set of streams.
We would be okay with that.
But again, there's also the fact that it wouldn't have generated the memes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would never have met Neff. I'm okay with ruining this relationship.
It's like I say, if somebody went back in time and assassinated Hitler, then we'd all be calling each other Fritz online. So it would have been somebody else.
Yeah. Alrighty. Kong, of course, incarnates the anxiety.
Hitler even did exactly like that. Albert Einstein went back in time, killed Hitler. Next thing you know, Stalin came to power.
Alrighty. Let me continue. Kong, of course, incarnates that anxiety, substantiating the racist nightmare of a creature, in Dan's words, neither man nor beast nor man, monstrous and all-powerful, that can overwhelm the blockades the white world has erected around itself, penetrating to the very heart of the white world by making off with its most visible and valuable icon, i.e. the white woman, the blonde white woman.
What the fuck is that? Did he actually wrote that down?
No.
Kong didn't pierce into anything. The people took it around. The people took it to the West because they were gawking at it, basically.
Yeah.
Further into this message, I imagine Gandalf is looking at the other guests saying, "Fly, you fools!"
Arthur deserved this own
Thank you, Space Junk.
I would fly.
I mean, I certainly wouldn't mind if we led up to a. I certainly wouldn't mind if we found a gas chamber that still worked.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, like, what I'm saying is visible and valuable icon. I'm saying, i.e., the white, in his mind, the white blonde woman. Alrighty.
So, the blonde, blue eyes of white women.
This understanding of Kong as the figuration of blackness threatening to burst into the protected zone of whiteness helps to explain the repeated instances in which his arrival on screen is achieved by the leveling of a barrier. He first appears, for instance, by tearing down a thicket of trees positioned in the shot's left background, while Darrow, a gleaming white figure against the darkness of the forest and symbol of helpless maidenhood, bound to the native's altar, occupies the right foreground. The breaching of the Great Wall True can be seen in these terms, though in demolishing this barrier, Kong is of course entering the village of the Blacks. His motivation, the recovery of Darrow, and the fact that the
Village of
scene
the Blacks?
Yep, I kid you not. The recovery of his motivation, the recovery of Darrow, and the fact that the scene is played to emphasize the threat to the white heroes, the Islanders reappearing only at Denham's behest, to make it clear that what is at stake is that in the wall's stability is as its virtue as a protective shield for whites.
No, they're on a protective shield. They're helping side by side together. Stop. Don't be stupid.
Oh my god, a black person! Is it race shield activated?
Alrighty.
Black shields activate.
In the New York sequences after Kong's capture, similarly, this motif of forced entry repeats a number of times. Once, briefly, in Kong's battering down the theater wall to emerge into the street, and twice, ice in sequences filmed almost identically, with Kong's face appearing outside one bedroom window and his hand thrusting through another, where he steals first an unidentified woman and then Darrow from their hotel room beds. In the latter two sequences in particular, the generalized threat of black penetration is infused with the sexual connotation.
Black penetration.
I also love how dishonest he is with those scenes because if Kong is supposed to be extremely voracious, then why does he not hold on to that other white female? Because he actually drops and that obviously kills this one chick. But yeah, so he has to literally dishonestly ignore some of the context of that scene to keep up this whole point. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Okay. The generalized threat of black penetration is infused with the sexual connotation that underlay and gave shape to white anxieties. For as Hildebrand notes, these hotel scenes are rape scenes, bedroom scenes in which miscegenation looms darkly in the shape of King Kong.
Getting down with your bad self isn't the only thing people do in bedrooms. Something called sleeping. Sleeping.
Sometimes you just
TV.
People sleep when they are tired.
Yeah, they sleep when they're tired. So, yeah.
It's already been
It's not our fault, Hex.
The fact I'm on this stream, the fact I'm on the stream in the first place automatically makes the stream dirty. You'll be seeing this later on.
It is worth noting among these lines that the majority of process shots that bring Kong into the human world strongly suggest the eruption of a foreign presence into a space which he is not supposed to occupy. Thus, what strikes viewers today is
a giant ape. How do you fit a giant ape into your society?
Yeah. Thus, what strikes viewers today is the lamentable crudity of Depression-era special effects techniques, which can more productively be seen as consistent with the film's discourse, its delineation of black and white spaces, and its need to both to pollute and preserve that dichotomy. The technical tricks by which Kong and Darrow come into apparent contact, culminating in the elaborate spectacle of the disrobing scene, thus participate in the film's halting recognition that it is playing with fire. Kong never really touches Ray, yet it is imperative that the film produce an illusion that the boundary between black and white has been overcome.
No.
An animal. A curious animal.
Said that fear hotels for King Kong may be lurking around. That's what I got from this awful book.
Okay. So what I'm getting from this is not black and white, but bestiality. Sir, are you into something you shouldn't be into?
Well, considering how he called blacks like the black buck yesterday, I think we've already established that. So
Yeah, we should.
Where
Yeah.
did the black man touch you?
Boy, this don't tell me where it's
more like
John.
it's
like- It's like, God forbid, when he writes a description, he might just emphasize all the wrong parts.
Yep. For this reason, it will not do to protest, as critics have, that Kong never behaves in an inappropriate manner toward Darrow, that he is a perfect gentleman, offering her no harm and indeed placing her out of harm's way, while he takes the full force of the
He's a
Byzantine
giant ape!
He's a monkey. Stop. Let's all be honest here.
It will
Oh
not
my
do.
god, apparently this... Wait, Space Joke, are you joking or are you serious?
This guy 100% has an E621 account.
E621. That's a
What's
furry.
that
It's a furry porn site.
No.
Why do you know that?
God.
He's joking. There's no way that's true. He's joking.
I would say I agree, but I'm also going to
Yeah.
believe this is true.
And also, for context, he says King Kong 1933 is his favorite movie.
The sir has a lot of problems with it if it's his favorite movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he says at the beginning.
Space Joke, I know you're joking, but I'm almost willing to believe it to be true because let's be honest, considering how he goes about black box, I'm willing to believe he's into that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? My favorite movie of all time is King Kong, the 1933 King Kong. That is the devotee of the original. I abstinently refuse to see any merit in the 1976 remake. Yeah.
So much dumb.
He says it's his favorite movie.
So much
He says-
stupid.
If you have this much problems with your quote-unquote favorite movie, then it should not be your favorite movie.
I doubt it's his favorite movie. I bet it's because he made a book about monsters. He needs to be smart and say that the original King Kong is his favorite.
So if that is a was a R scene, does it mean he equivocates the kidnapping into R? Or is it the non-consensual? Oh God!
Oh, she probably non-consensual fisting of the building rape.
Yeah.
That was his favorite movie in 1925 and 2005. The guy's favorite movie is probably The Last Jedi.
I would not be surprised.
No, I would not be surprised either.
Yeah. Alrighty.
God damn it, Drake.
Oh, you're keeping up with the memes too?
Yeah.
No.
I have not looked at the memes yet.
Oh my god, look what Drake posted. It's just funny.
We will save memes for the end of the stream.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably better to do it that way. Even if
Palate
it's not me.
cleanser. We need the palate cleanser.
Why do we do
What?
What?
Racist versus America. That's
Alrighty. We will do all these.
We will have to do all the memes
okay.
when we know.
Okay,
what this
everybody
keep
hop
going.
off the meme. Everybody hop off the meme. No, everybody who's in the chat, unless they are making memes, please don't. Please mute yourself if you're looking at the meme stream. I would very much like natural reactions to what we're going to see. It'll be funnier that way.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Okay. Even though I'm making memes too.
Okay, if you're making
Okay.
making memes, wait till the end of the stream to post. Wait, if you're on the stream, wait if you are with me on the stream, just wait to post your memes until after the until I give you the go ahead and just put them into a into our Discord or into our Discord group message.
It's taking too long to
Don't
get
meme. Don't meme yet. Don't meme yet. Spoosh.
Okay, let me continue.
God damn, Don, you're giving people meme blue balls.
Yeah, indeed. Let me see. So, not only is such an argument historically inert, for as I have indicated, most African American men made to suffer for supposedly violating white women were in all likelihood innocent of any such act, but Kong's threat and punishment have no more to do with actual rape than did the accusations of rape regularly circulated by lynch mobs. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, this guy would get so Me Too'd because he's saying that rape accusations aren't happening.
Okay, so essentially what he is saying is that Kong totally did something wrong in the movie, and this is indicative of what African American men were doing in what was happening to African American men.
Oh, good God.
But wait, he also said that what Kong did was metaphorically rape. So technically, by his own logic, Kong did do something wrong. Therefore, in the context of his argument, his death is justified.
Yeah.
Like
So
again,
it's
playing stupid advocate, and I'm following his own logic. But
it's kind of like actually he says that he's saying that Kong did do something wrong, and this is indicative of what happened to black men. Yeah.
So
it's like propaganda. It's basically that King Kong is racist propaganda is his argument.
You're the big black ape. Black.
What would you expect? And especially since they find a baby Kong in the sequel that's a white Kong.
What?
Yeah, son of Kong, Kiko is a albino.
I forgot that son of Kong is white.
It's almost as if it has nothing to do with anything political.
It's just
or species. Okay. What is at issue, rather, is Kong's participation in the more trenchant cultural trauma of whiteness threatened by an imagined black adversary, one who will stop at nothing to claim his prize, even if the pursuit of his prize means the tearing down of white civilization itself.
So civilization is white now?
Yes, Nordic face. But Kong does not do that much. Ironically enough, King Kong does not do that much damage to New York.
No,
ironically enough, and then 20 years later, there would be the Beast of 20,000 Fathoms, which actually probably did a little bit more damage to New York than Kong did. And of course, the idea of monsters attacking cities was never a part of race, you
Even other races did it. It's like the Japanese are all more about destroying their own cities than the U.S. are.
Yeah, it's funny. They were willing to destroy Tokyo more times than they were willing to destroy New York.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of awesome to see your home place get destroyed.
Blow up my hospital.
It kind of has a weird catharsis to it. It's like, I know that place.
Yeah, literally, that's the catharsis of it. I know there.
Well,
I think
Japan
probably he
is
liked.
more prone to earthquakes and tsunamis than New York is, so that might be part of it.
Yeah.
It's like some people get really sad about it, and some people is like, "Why are you stopping there? Give it to me harder, Danny."
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay, destruction fetish. Got it.
We're making good progress. We're at page 37 of 47.
Nice.
Alrighty. Yeah. That Kong appears to be succeeding in this quest is, of course, the gist of his Manhattan Rampage, which visualizes the logic of racist ideology. For the black man to claim the white woman is for privileges of whiteness, exemplified in the bright lights, top hats, and mink stoles of the theater audience, and in the lofty symbol of the of the Empire State Building itself, to be, as it were, surmounted by a black enemy, by a dark enemy, an invading army of one. As the film's white heroes huddle in the police station, listening to reports of Kong's trail of carnage through the city, a voice over the radio intones, Kong is climbing the Empire State Building. That is all. Kong, the men conclude, before First Mate Driscoll dreams up the airplane gambit, has licked us. He has absconded with the symbol of racial purity and supremacy, and as such, the announcer's toneless "that is all" takes on the apocalyptic ring of the civilization's doom.
Yes, Space Junkie's racist.
Many people ask, where the white woman? Nobody asks, how the white woman?
Dun, dun, dun.
I
Dun, dun,
we did a challenge. We had to take a
dun.
shot every time you used the words white or black. We'd probably be dead by now.
Or supremacy, or
Eh,
whiteness, or any
yeah.
variation of it.
Okay. No. Well, yes. Actually, Godzilla would be white. He'd be German.
Yes.
Yes.
It's just a productivity approach to oppressive white. I see.
Oh no, trust me, Space Junk. I know. Don't worry. I've seen it all
Let
the
me
time.
see. So, this Kong must die, must himself suffer the downfall with which he is which he threatens white civilization. The downfall that claimed the life of the younger Cameron sister when pursued by the Black Ape of Birth of a Nation. There is.
Why does he say black when he's about to say ape? Just say ape.
Yeah.
Black
Gulp.
part's not important.
Alright, that's one. I'll start now.
All right.
I am
There is.
deducting 20 points
Yes.
for all of this waffling.
Yeah. There is, in this respect, a logical progression.
Let's deduct. At this point, you might just start adding on negatives.
There is, in this respect, a logical progression in the twin rescue operations that form the film's action sequences, whereas the Skull Island rescue has the look of vigilante justice, with the self-appointed protectors of the white woman, a ragtag posse armed to the teeth, and led by Dunham with his rifle, cowboy hat, and sheriff's vest, charging confusedly into the brush to save Darrow from ravishment at Black Hands. The Manhattan Parallel provides official license to the lynch mob feel of the earlier episode, as seen shots of screeching cop cars and references to the riot squad acknowledge the need for the state authorities to engage in defeating the menace.
Meanwhile, Discord has a black theme. It has a white theme.
Okay, so the natives are black. Then are they trying to imply that King Kong, that like blacks worship the mightiest of their race or something? Like,
how unironically racist.
Yeah.
If
these shots
race worship the mightiest
Whereas they may tell you that when
race,
blacks
just the
look at the
definition of
giant ape
what
man known as
mighty
God King Kong, they think he is our Lord and Savior.
Yep. These shots of the governmental response to Kong's threat are intercut with shots of Kong scaling the first of many buildings to locate a screaming woman, only to find a sleeping substitute, whom, disappointed, he drops to her death. The effect of this sequence is thus to suggest that the wholesale assault on Kong, like the earlier Skull Mountain chase, is at bottom motivated by legitimate fear of the Black Beast's desire for and vengeance against white women.
It's not at all because a giant monster is terrorizing New York. No.
Once again, the fact is,
drawing these parallels from.
he really.
Isn't
wants to talk about race.
The
when it's not
entire
fair.
scene he quoted was to suggest that he wanted Faye Ray's character.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
wanted Andero.
Yeah, and it's not him just going after a random white woman.
I'm
And the moment he
it
even
wasn't
grabs
about
one
race.
and he thinks it's similar, he drops
I'm
her.
gonna send this person a bottle of toilet cleaner and tell him to drink it.
So I guess that means black people are loyal.
Wow, pretty progressive for its time, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
hmm
It wasn't the girl he wants, so he killed her.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Moreover,
Yeah.
if one considers the New York sequence as the culmination of an arc of violence begun with the first dinosaur kill on Skull Mountain Island, that is
King
really
Kong.
awkward.
Kong is
One
monogamous.
Also, this guy isn't smart for calling
King
it Skull
Kong
Mountain
engaged in the
Island. Just
first
call
white
it
ever.
Skull Island.
perceives how the film gradually draws the audience
Was
into
that
condoning the extreme measures of the final act of slaughter, selecting a stegosaur and an apatosaur, two herbivores who bizarrely seem to lust for human flesh, as the first animal antagonist. The film creates a perception of constant threat to white life, safety, and property, a condition that renders absolutely necessary the armed response of white men attacking within and without the constraints of the law. Okay, so
They're on
What
an
it-
island outside U.S. jurisdiction. What are you expecting them to do? Also, the dinosaurs aren't lusting for human flesh.
they're just
territorial
attacking.
animals.
He may actually be into that Jurassic Park fanfic stuff where he got the raptors fucking the female characters.
Oh, just wait. He does some really stupid things about Jurassic Park.
Oh, well, we've already seen a glimpse of that with Cold Crash's productions stuff. So.
I mean, I'm trying to think of something. I had something funny in my head and now I've lost it. Shit. But anyways, it's nice to know that he thinks. That's nice to know he thinks so. Fuck. Can't remember. So I'm going to say this. You are unironically the most racist person I have ever read a book from.
Yeah, no, this
Probably.
is extremely racist.
It's like unironically for someone. Like, I think if I were to read a person that made it that was actually was out about his racism, I would find that it's less racist in this book.
I think that this is, this is the most racist book I've ever read that wasn't intended as hate speech.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that.
Yep.
This is dumb speech.
Yeah. Okay. Thus, by the time of the brief burst of violence that chases Kong, the audience has been so worked up into a fervor for justified.
I don't know. This might
defensiveness-
be hate. This might actually
Qualify as hate speech?
qualify as hate
Yes.
speech.
I think qualifies as hate speech if you put it in the right direction.
Yeah.
I'm considering just commenting on Cold Crash Pictures. Why do you like this book? This is one of the most racist books ever written outside of actual intentional hate speech.
It's the most unironic. It is just unironically racist.
Okay.
Or is it
So-
ironic? Ironically racist. Unironically would my. To be ironic is to be doing the opposite of what you intended. To do unironic is to just mean it.
Yeah.
So I take back the un. This is just straight up ironic. This entire comic statement. It's ironically racist.
Yeah. I think Quinn of Ice and Fire said, the left thinks that they're not racist, but in reality they're just as racist as the right. And
Here's
he's
how
a black man. And he's a
Here's
black
how you-
man saying this.
Here's how you avoid racism. Just hate everyone. Now you can't be called a racist because you just hate everyone and you don't hate a specific group of people.
Also, yes, Nordic face.
Alright. Thus, by the time of the brief burst of violence that closes Kong, The audience has been so worked up into a fervor for justified or defensive military operations that the question of whether to kill the beast never reaches an airing. The only issue being how
It's a
to do
giant,
so.
mindless beast, you
Works for-
dumb
Let me
sack.
finish the sentence.
Me, 10 out of 10 would do again.
Hang on.
Let's hear
Let me
the
finish
rest
the
of it.
sentence. Let me finish the sentence. Okay, the question of whether to kill the beast never receives an airing. The only issue being how to do so, and as quickly as possible.
Yes, I too want to minimize human casualties. How can you tell?
Yeah. The creature is destroying owning the city and threatening lives. It's just a giant ape who's swinging around looking for the white girl who is the object of his fascination.
Imagine this was the fucking Mongolians he was talking about.
Mr. Mayor, you can't attack this ape. It's an allegory for racism. If we kill it, we will be considered low racist. Please reconsider.
Yeah.
He's like, nope, I want to be seen as a racist.
Okay.
Yes, kill the
It's like-
monkey.
It's like, I wish to be the CEO of racism.
Okay. So, up to this point, my reading of Kong has focused on the most notorious evidences for
No,
alienating strategies.
how hilarious
Notorious.
is
You
the
mean
order
blatantly
that they're
lying?
notorious because you made them notorious.
No, like you're just
This is
blatantly
so
lying, bro.
stupid.
Notorious.
Wanted the shining.
I'm
Like,
I'm
Jesus
gonna
Christ,
comment-
Bullet, you do realize that punching straw is going to hurt your hand eventually.
this.
Yeah, straw can be quite sharp.
I'm gonna see if any comment. I'm gonna put like a comment on this video. This book is the unironic on the Cold Crush Productions video. This book is one of the most sexist and racist things I've ever read in my life. That wasn't direct hate speech.
Yeah.
It's just like wrong. It's just like you're goddamn Mongolians.
It's terrible.
Oh, hello, Mongolians.
Goddamn
Okay.
Mongolians. And every time I try to build a shitty wall, goddamn Mongolians up around and knock it all down.
Alrighty. So let me. So how about we do this? So I'm going to say when I finish a sentence, so that way we don't I don't have to start midway through, so that everybody gets the context of what he's saying.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So, yet Kong, in keeping with its form and function as a work of cinema, performs this act of alienation in more simple and in more subtle and in some respects more powerful ways. Ways that ultimately figure the great divide between white and black, not as a construct in need of definition, but as a constant that is simply defined simply by the nature of things. Close sentence.
What the hell?
What? That sentence was saying absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I was confused. What exactly was the sentence trying to say?
From what I can,
That was nothing.
So from what
He
I can
said
see,
nothing.
If it was
So-
nothing, then you must take it out.
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, he's saying that it's subtle. It's more subtle and powerful in terms of making racism a divide of not necessarily at the divide of white and black, not as something that is in need of definition, but instead as a constant that is simply like the nature of proceedings. That's what he's saying.
It's this. I actually want to. But I am now more than willing just to kill myself after this.
I don't understand why must he talk like this?
And why did I? Yeah, can you see why I wanted to read this book on stream? It's immensely entertaining.
Yes.
It's like this giant book is. Oh, but why? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Yeah. This is 12. This is like 12-point font.
What?
Font.
Gah.
Yeah. It's tiny. So this is roughly a 400-page book.
Okay. If I try to send this book to my mother and ask her to read it, she would probably throw it out the window.
Probably.
She couldn't read it.
She'd also probably forget to open the window, so she'd have to replace the window too.
Can we
It's
execute
like,
this book when we're done?
it's like, I can't read that without my glasses.
Okay, so
She
we
just-
have
She both needs her glasses and she needs to squint.
we got a little bit more to go. Let's keep going. Let's try to finish this before the 3-hour mark.
All right.
I refer here to the ways in which Kong figures the visual, the look. Close sentence. If, as I suggested previously, the early cinema supplemented the racist violence of its era by helping assure the dominance of the white look of things, and the white look at things, then a film so keenly oriented toward the visual, the spectacle, as Kong would seem an apt candidate to carry forward this cultural cinematic experience. Close sentence.
Another nothing burger.
Yep.
It seems like.
From the
I'm just
first,
going into nothingness.
I just been into that nothing burger, and there was not nothing. There was soy. That's even worse.
yeah.
I
Ew.
swear,
Soy.
this person. I swear, it's like the person who wrote this book probably was a time traveler from the future.
No, I don't think he's nearly racist enough for that.
Yeah. From the first to the last, Kong is a film steeped in the discourse of seeing. Close sentence.
It's a movie. It's the discourse of seeing.
No, I've already over both streams. I have shown where Marion C. Cooper was during this, so he was definitely not a part of the so-called racist American discourse you claim this film is seeped in. Get your head out of your own bumhole. Stop eating what comes out of there like a monkey, and come up with a decent point for me, please.
Please come up with something decent so we can actually talk about it.
All we can do is meme about it.
Yep.
Even the memes are getting old.
Yeah.
Well, by the time we actually get to the end, we'll probably have recorded up to 1,000 memes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
No criminal imagination. I use the dark theme.
Dark theme is superior.
Yes,
Absolutely.
it is.
Hashtag dark theme master race.
Dunham, for instance, habitually judges the significance of his find on its visual mystery and allure. I'm telling you, he comments to Driscoll and Captain Ed Englehorn in many such pronouncements. There's something on that island no white man has ever seen. So...
Was that a quote?
Yep.
From what?
The movie.
You know it's bad
Oh,
when the
I get
only
it.
sentences that make sense in this book are the quotes from outside sources.
Moreover, even before the subject of these speculations become visible, the film is structured to emphasize seeing. For example, as Denham roams the streets looking for a suitable female lead for his picture, the camera records the street scenes, the woman in the soup line, or, more pointedly, Darrow's face as her head falls back in a swoon from his point of view. Okay.
The film is structured for seeing. Dylan Keller must be very annoyed by this.
We're watching movies wrong.
Yeah.
With our eyes.
He
Yeah,
must-
we need a movie that we can listen to.
Yeah.
I believe that's called audio.
Why do you like this movie?
If you have so many
I
darn
think it's pretty
problems
clear
with
now,
it,
Dunn.
why do you like it?
This
Like,
isn't
there's no reason to really to wonder anymore. We've realized by now this
like,
dude's
do
a
you have
raging
anything
racist.
good
That's
to
why
say
he
about
loves
this
this film.
Because if you see such a big problem with this film, and that being that you look at King Kong and think he's a racist depiction of blacks, then why do you still love this film?
I get he's got white guilt. That's why he knows he's a racist. He's just admitting to it now. That's why he loves this film. It
I
all
don't
makes
know. It
sense now.
feels like he's also projecting.
Oh
And this
yeah,
is
no,
before
it's
it
very
was-
clear it's projecting.
This is before it was popular. Before everyone started to do it. He did it way before anyone else did it.
Yeah.
The funny thing, even by his own admission, he's not making unique points. People have been pointing this out for decades, and it's like now he's gonna hop on the bandwagon because it got trendy again in a "please don't kill me, I'm one of the good ones" kind of way.
Well, Discord Darkness is also the correct thing to use because Light Theme is horrendous to look at.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Good day,
Willy
sir.
Wonka.
Also, welcome, Chanthorpe. Good to see you.
You should have waited another hour, Chin.
Okay.
Chan.
Okay, the most famous of such visual motifs is, of course, the reverse shot pattern involving Kong and Darrow, which emphasizes the power of the black as opposed to the white look.
The power of the black.
Good God.
Power of the Black Ranger?
Mastodon.
No, I actually saw this meme on another Discord server of all the Power Rangers when they shout that power covering off, and then it's like the white Power Ranger. He's like, "Rrr."
Oh, trust me, I've seen that meme at my college before.
Good
Oh,
man. Hi, hello to you too.
I actually have this meme, I think.
Alrighty. Let me keep going. And indeed, it is precisely by opposing the white look to the black that Kong constructs black and white as if they are not constructed, rejecting Kong's look, the black look, in favor of identification with the proper white subject viewpoint. The film grounds the opposition of black and white in the ostensibly natural medium of seeing rather than in its acts of oppression and violence. Close sentence.
Huh?
What?
That entire sentence confused me, confounded me, and yet at the same time angered me.
I
I
too
feel
love my words.
nothing but rage.
Okay, so basically what he's saying is the film is saying that the opposition of black and white is only in the medium of seeing as opposed to acts of oppression and violence.
You see things when you look at things.
Brie is jealous. I honestly don't care about Brie Larson, to be perfectly honest.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah. Oh yeah, Brie Larson was in the Kong Skull Island movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice, good joke, Chan. Okay, toward this end is instructed to note that just in seeing Kong is a primary vessel for audience involvement in a drama of racial difference, so is it the primary site wherein relations of power between races are signified. Close sentence. This is expressed, for instance, in the line that Denim I quoted before, which construes the power to see, or lack thereof, in terms of racial differences. There's something on that island no white man has ever seen. What the fetch?
A giant monkey.
Yeah, and I
Ice.
thought about that
I
line.
don't know.
It's a little
Ice.
weird.
When I look at a giant monkey, I still see a giant monkey.
Okay. On the beach, when the landing party approaches the Islanders' ceremony, the racial quality of seeing is reiterated, announcing, "Wait till I see what goes on." The director peers through this tall screen of tall grass, affording him, and from his point of view, the audience, a commanding view of the Islanders, who under these conditions of unsolicited and unconscious expression are objectified, transforming into an ethnographic tableau of primitive costume, tribal dance, and heathen ritual.
I don't understand why.
It done. Can you
Yeah.
play that Billy Madison clip right quick?
Which
Please?
one? I have 3.
Stupid one.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also,
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Yeah.
yep. The power between the racist in significant respects a representational manner, a function of the ability to constitute the black primitive through the camera lens without having that visual authority reciprocated or reversed, is underscored by Denham's lines. If only I could get a picture before they see us, he utters hopefully, only to be disheartened a moment later. Too late, they see us. Indeed, it is when they see us that we, the viewing audience, first see from the point of view of the islanders. Just as Denham feared, the racial hierarchy is disrupted, inverted, by the natives seeing.
What?
What? What?
How is trying to stay hidden in a racial hierarchy? I don't.
The seeing. So basically, he's saying that the ability to see something grants racial superiority / equalization.
Gee, it's almost as if seeing things is a common thing in humanity.
Oh, dang. Here we go.
The ability to read, write, and speak does not make the person who wrote this book intelligent.
No. It really does not.
I can't even say he's remotely intelligent.
It gets better. Yep. It gets fucking better. Okay.
I hate it whenever that.
I don't know. The previous part was pretty stupid. Seeing is power. What the?
All right. So, for the first thing we see through black eyes at the moment of their covetous look is Darrow. In this initial moment of alignment with the black gaze, then the audience sees the one thing that most explicitly, by all the codes of the culture and the film itself, forbidden. Black gaze for the golden woman.
Wow. And that says alone, he said the word black 4 times.
I'm gonna have to go to the hospital after all these shots.
But you're actually doing it. I said it's a joke. Don't do that. You'll actually kill yourself.
Also, they're Islanders, for God's sake. Are they really even black? Strictly speaking, as we know the definition, no. They're like
I'm
Caribbean
not taking another shot because Drake said black.
Zimzilla, back me on this. Where is Skull Island, roughly?
Well, okay, so they set sail from New York. What we can assume is that either it is somewhere in the Atlantic or they crossed over into the Pacific. It's never truly known generally where Skull Island is, and it's very dependent.
So it's not ever nailed down specifically?
No.
Okay, point drop.
Not.
If possible, that they then could actually be black. Were they black, though?
Yeah, they are.
The actors were black.
Yes.
Some of them were, and then I know the
rest
chief,
were blackface.
The guy who played the chief, he's like Hispanic. He's not like fully white. He's got very tan skin, and then he plays the chief. But like there are indeed some black people who play the natives in the movie.
Yeah, the way I see it, tanned is tanned. There's no need to split hairs between like Mexican and Thai, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's no reason to. Unless it's a plot point. But then that would be a racist plot point.
Yes.
Why is your skin black? Oh, let me go into the entire plot poll about why my skin is now black. I was born.
Kaiba, stop playing the race card and let's get on with this.
Yes, please. Boy. Yeah.
Alrighty. So, and as such, it becomes evident that the power of the black gaze inheres in its ability to break down not only simply sexual segregation, but all barriers for which such segregation stood, barriers elaborately fabricated and violently defended to ensure a precarious white identity.
Okay, so actually I did I went back to some research I had done in the original 33 Kong and Son of Kong, which share the same continuity, and then the 76 King Kong. They're both in the Pacific Ocean west of Indonesia. In the 2005 version, it has never had a specific location. However, we can assume it's also in the Pacific Ocean. And then in King Kong versus Godzilla, it's not Skull Island he's on Faroe Island, which would be in the Japanese South Seas. And that would also equate for Mondo Island, which he is on in King Kong Escapes.
Huh.
Okay, point reinstated. They're not Africans, which is what people generally mean by black for some reason.
Yeah, they would be probably like the same kind of aboriginals that you'd see in maybe Australia and like those areas.
Yeah, they sound kind of
Polynesian. Polynesian would be more likely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I described it, whatever Moana was on about.
We're making good time. We have 8 pages left.
Oh, yay.
Okay, needless to say, this power would be recapitulated and amplified in Kong's gaze if the islanders' licentious stares are both brief and vigorously contested by the white men present. Kong's look is constant, lingering, and, at least in his own segregated territory, unchallenged. Indeed, with the notable exception of the disrobing sequence, one might say that all Kong does to Darrow is look at her.
Wow, that's
He gets to look at women.
Thank you, Major Lee times 2.
Yep.
I was going to zoom in on a woman right now.
Yet, as the first encounter between Kong and Darrow indicates, looking is in itself a violation of the line between black and white.
No, it's not.
Looking is the line between black and white. Are black people blind? What kind of...
There, you look at me. I can feel your eye. He's raping me with my eyes. He's God, it is so dumb.
Oh my God, I can feel it. Oh
dumb.
God,
you're dumb.
He's undressing me with his eyes.
I mean, it's just asinine.
Thank you, Ravioli.
Thank you, Rivoli.
No, his name is Ravioli.
No, that's not his name.
The bird and your future wolf husband all agree with me. It's Ravioli.
Delicious.
Ravioli, give me the formula.
Yeah,
the rules, and so do I. Say goodbye.
Yeah. Essentially when I said it gets better, this is playing.
Boy, I hate being right all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Before he plucks Darrow from her pedestal, the camera tracks in on the eyes of the full-scale model of Kong's head, followed by a shot of the object of his look as she screamed in terror. The life-size model's limited mobility notwithstanding, the flexibility of its eyebrows suggests that Kong is, as it were, giving Darrow, quote-unquote, the look. Immediately afterward, he cuts her loose and carries her off.
He wants to give her the giant thing.
Wow, it's almost like they want to make a monkey a motive. Ooh,
Ooh, ee, ooh, ting, ting.
Tang,
Bing, bang. I think that one, bing, bang.
What is that from? I hear I hear that all the time.
The
The
Witch
Witch
Doctor.
I heard the Witch
I think
Doctor.
I think it's actually from. I know I heard it from Family Guy, but I also think it's from Rugrats.
It's
No,
actually
it's from something
it's
else.
very
no. It's an Alvin and the Chipmunk song. No joke.
Really?
Alvin
Yeah,
and the
it
Chipmunks
is.
just covered
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
What? It was
But-
actually an
but-
original Alvin and the Chipmunks song?
Yeah.
Yep.
But remember, folks.
This is a film about space wizards intended for children.
Thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna go sit in the elevator for the next hour and a half.
Alrighty.
Okay.
As
And
with
if
the
you're coming with me.
Islanders, then what this scene suggests is that the black beings look at the white goddess is a preliminary to, or even synonymous with, the act of seizure.
What?
Is he essentially calling them thieves?
Either that or he's saying that King Kong is going anaphylactic or whatever the correct term is for it's like he's foaming at the
Yeah.
mouth.
Well, it's the act of
Maybe.
seizure, like he's seizing her,
Oh, I thought it was like Electric Soldier Porygon seizure.
like he's
Not
kidnapping
about the
her.
fact that those words are the same spelling.
Same spelling with different meanings. So it's like you got for example, you got.
All right, let me continue. In this sense, for all its hesitancy to name the violation for what it is, the disrobing completes a process through which the black gaze emerges as a direct threat to the barriers that define and defend whiteness against the dark assailant. The movement of the film, accordingly, will be toward the recovery of the white woman as the object of white desire, white power, and white authority.
Get it? Stop emphasizing the white already balanced.
I'm gonna die tonight from all of this.
Oh my god.
Somebody do Godzilla had a fuck stroke.
Could you stop putting so much emphasis on race, please? It makes you sound racist.
The black ape look at the white fingers on the white person.
Yep. Most obvious. Oh gosh! I just read that sentence.
Don't say it. Show us. Show us. Don't say it.
It gets better. It gets fucking better. Okay.
Already?
Yep. Most obviously, this movement will construct Darrow as the love object and sexual property of the white man Driscoll.
The what?
It wasn't her property. Oh.
Yeah.
Hippity hoppity, this woman is my sexual property.
All right, memesters, you got it. Let's go. Now I just need to replace it with Wolf and Neff, so there you go.
Waluigi, the wow person.
Head
I almost assure you that somebody just made that meme right now.
I have
Get to it.
physical pain.
Oh god, it's incoming. Okay, my camera's a bit shit, so I can't tell.
Done? How much more time do we have to? How many more pages? Please.
Please.
I can't.
Done. I beg you.
Oh my god! As the love object and sexual property of the white man, Duskull. More generally, Darrow will be. What the fuck?
Well, I'll read it. Well, I'll read it.
What am I actual? What the fuck am I laying my eyes upon?
Yeah.
I told you. Like, this book is insane.
This book is insane. Is calm to what this book is.
Yeah, but he got off my property. Yep.
Hippity hoppity, hippity hoppity, death is now my property.
What?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice. We're at
man.
13 people watching the stream. That's great.
Yay!
Okay.
13 people using their white eyes to gain power.
Okay. More generally, Darrow will be reified. Reified. That's interesting.
Reified.
Yeah, how do you spell that? Reified.
REIFIED.
Make something more concrete or real. And it has to be something abstract.
Okay,
So you
Darrow.
make something that's abstract or real.
Okay, will be solidified as the love object and proper idol of a white cinematic audience that has been terrorized into recognizing the potential loss of its most hallowed jewel. This recovery project significantly is troubled by the lack of any tangible difference between the black gaze and the white, since whiteness is, by the film's and broader culture's own terms, visible only in its opposition to and its threatened conquest by blackness. The property of the white gaze can never be proved, but can only be asserted insofar as it is not black.
What?
Thus, it is. Okay, I'll read it again.
No, you don't have to do that.
It's threatened by its conquest by black. Okay, that sentence was nearly 2 inches long.
He said it can't be proved, yet he's trying to prove
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
And his proof is that it's not black, therefore it must be white.
Thus, it is telling that the film initially positions both Denham and Driscoll, the two white male competitors for Darrow's favors against Kong, in the same visual relation to Darrow as it positions Kong. Okay.
No,
What?
they're competitors.
Look.
Driscoll was her employer, and Jack really did not want anything to do with Anne originally because she knew she'd be trouble on the ship. And Jack technically is proven right, so, there is that. But again, those two aren't competitors. Try harder.
Yeah.
Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, this book does take the cake. It
At
does.
least Hitler had an intention of being. At least Hitler wrote Mein Kampf
Not be
with an
proved,
intention.
but it's not black, which can be asserted without evidence. Right,
I think
right.
Maybe I should have. Maybe instead of putting the 50 Shades of Grey of movie analysis books, I should have said the Mein Kampf of movie analysis books.
Yeah, because at least
That
50 Shades of Grey doesn't unintentionally make the non-white characters racist stereotypes or try to portray them as such.
I think he's upset his ship doesn't work out. Look, I know you want the girl to end up with Kong, but it's just not going to happen. It doesn't work that way.
Probably not. We're gonna have so many fun things to cover.
Stop having fun. Your fun is torture for us.
Well, it's not torture for half of the cast here.
We have such sights to show you.
Indeed, we do.
Mein Kampf.
Kong. That's what it's. Yep.
Hex, you should come on. Suffer with your friend. Imagine if Gary Stu were here. Crow would be like, "Don't leave me alone with Gary Stu."
Well, he did.
He'd be drinking pretty heavily, though.
Yeah.
He would be. He might be.
I think he probably would be dead by now.
Yeah. And it gets better because I'm still looking forward to the quote unquote Jurassic Park chapter.
Yep. Okay. For instance, in the restaurant, after Denham has quote unquote saved Darrow from the street vendor, his confessed motive, of course, being his designs to make her his cinematic property. The reverse shot of Denham on his feet looking down at Darrow and of Darrow seated and looking up at Denham bears an uncanny resemblance to the reverse shot sequences of Darrow and Kong, in which the difference between...
It's almost like they're using cinematic techniques. I hate you, person. I'm gonna punch you in the balls so you can ever reproduce.
Well, you've probably gotten kids already.
Oh, good God, no!
I will hunt down your progeny.
Yep, I think we can all agree that we can justify this castration.
I think he probably has already. I think he already has produced things, so.
The sin of thy father shall not pass unto the child. But the father is still guilty, so therefore I'm justified.
Yep. Okay. Looking at the Denim bears an uncanny resemblance to the reverse shots of Darrow and Kong, in which the difference is between his looking down and her looking up is central. On the deck of the Venture, just before Driscoll and Darrow kiss, just before, that is, he claims her as his romantic property. The same differential is emphasized, with close-ups exaggerating her gaze upward and his gaze downward.
Good God.
Zim?
Why?
Yes?
You have a girlfriend, right?
I do indeed.
Whenever you kiss your girlfriend, do you claim her as your property?
No.
No, I don't with my wife either.
Considering the fact that she's in the Navy, she would probably kick his butt.
Yeah, she...
Also, she's all... And if we're going to go by this guy's logic, well, actually, you know what? Maybe I am King Kong in this scenario. Huh. Wow.
So you want to make your wife... So you want to make your wife your property now?
I think I'm going to, like, when she comes back, I'm going to grab her and I'm going to climb up some buildings and I'm going to beat my chest when I take off my shirt. Women like that, apparently.
Nah, she might wonder what the hell you're doing.
Or she might be turned on
Reject
by
modernity, embrace monkey.
it. Or she might be turned on by it.
She is a monster movie fan, so she'll get it. She'll like it. Turn into monkey. Women love monkey.
No,
it gets better. It gets fucking better. Okay.
I fear every time he plays that clip.
He's muted. Crap, he's unmuted himself.
Yeah.
Why do you have to say something?
Yep, I'm here. Yep, I'm here. Still here.
Boy, I hate being right all the time.
Yep. Alrighty. That the vertical placement of the male look bears strong proprietary connotations can be measured not only by likening the white man's looks to Kong's, but by contrasting the looks of all three to that which the sole non-white crew member, the Chinese cook, who in his major scene with Darrow decorously and doggedly looks down, engrossed in his menial and effeminate task of peeling potatoes, while she stands above him by the ship's rail. End of sentence.
Good God.
Somebody's got to peel the potatoes.
Hey, peel the potatoes not all that bad.
I think, like, again, to play stupid's advocate, the fact that, like, the only noticeably non-white character on the ship is doing that menial task could be the closest you could get to overt racism in this movie. But again,
I have to say, I agree
advocate.
with
Alrighty. In this respect, though Denham swears to Darrow that he is on the level, that no inappropriate desires lurk within his proposal, the fact that he delivers this line while he is visually not on a level with her suggests that the white male look at the golden woman, like the black look, is one of lust and possession. You are reading
Oh,
things
God.
way into it.
He is monkey.
Fuck
Stop.
this guy.
This is like saying Dr. Crow wants to have sex with shinies.
Yeah, no. Zoe Francis in the audience, she will ship us now. No.
Okay, here's how you avert them. Admit the fact that I want. Okay, admit the truth, Dr. Crow. What is the true ship here?
Gary Stu ships me with Shiny.
I challenge Scary Stu to a fight.
No,
Only my ship is allowed.
no, stop it. Criminal initiation, do not. No.
The only true ship around here is Wolf, Neff, and Wolf, Neff, and Wolfie.
No.
Alrighty.
I'm doomed.
Yet, in the end, the White Look wins. Driscoll wants to...
I don't know. This is so stupid. Oh, God.
No, this can't be an actual line. No.
Let me see. Oh, okay, right here.
Good God. Oh my
So
God.
the White Look wins.
In the
end.
Oh my God.
Same word twice.
That's not how you. Oh, good. Good God.
I love how I'm just like it is so insane that I have to show you the words because otherwise you won't.
He started with the preposition in the end, and he ended with the proposition in the end. One of those needs to be erased, gone, kaput.
Yep.
That's not how you write.
Yeah. In the end, the White Look wins. In the end, White Look wins. In the end, Driscoll once positioned above Darrow as he positioned above Darrow as he cradles her on the Empire State Building's peak, and Denham positioned such that he appears to be looking down at Kong lying dead below the reunited couple, gain mastery over the white woman and the black foe that made off with her.
What? I lost, but I'm over all of you.
What?
I don't.
Yeah.
Why couldn't death be an option for this person?
If only we could be that lucky.
Mm-hmm. Yet that the White Look has been constructed in terms similar to that of the Black, suggests that this victory inheres precisely in the fact that Driscoll and Denham are white and Kong black.
Every time I keep hearing white and black, and our part of me just dies.
Mm-hmm. If his look is stigmatized and theirs legitimized, this must reflect a racial difference, a difference, moreover, that itself exists entirely through opposition.
All of which being predicated on the fact that Kong is black. If Kong isn't black, it just makes Bellin look like an ass.
I could be watching Fate Apocrypha right now.
I wonder which one is true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder.
Mm-hmm. The film, in other words, inverts the casual relationship of violence to vision. Rather than violence being seen as a means of enforcing white vision comes to seem a efficient, indeed inevitable, justification for violence.
The only way looking is violence is if you're freaking Cyclops.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Even then, Cyclops would like to know his person's location.
Thus, in the film's conclusion, Kong relinquishes the power of his gaze and is transformed into an object of white inspection, amusement, and retribution, reduced in the theater to what Denham calls a mere show to gratify the audience's curiosity that the greatest thing their eyes have ever beheld. He is further objectified on the Empire State Building's pinnacle by the tracking shots representing the biplane's and pilot's point of view as they close in for the kill. It is widely known that director Cooper and producer Ernest Schotzek, delighted in their prospect of killing the son of a bitch themselves, made a spur-of-the-moment decision to play the fighter. Yeah. Made a spur-of-the-moment decision to play the fighters in the cockpit of the planes that bring Kong's down. Oh, okay. So they were the guys playing the fighters in the cockpit of the plane that brings Kong down. In this way, it is... Okay. Oh, goodness.
It gets better. It gets fucking better. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. In this way, it is the white creators of Kong who definitively reclaim the power of the gaze that had been ceded to the black being, a secession that, as their eagerness to undertake the symbolic lynching implies, was at once threatening and invigorating to white authority and identity.
I'm sorry, did you say gays?
Certain people really shouldn't write books. Like, if he made this in a debate, he would get like literally shut down so quickly.
This person should have been allowed to read, let alone write. Like, I actually forbid him to be able to read and write.
Yeah, Joshua David Bellin looks.
But he needs to read.
I think that Joshua David Bellin is a secret I think he's a secret Nazi, secret skinhead. He's already bald.
Yeah,
so.
he already looks like a skinhead.
Yeah. Okay. The year after one Black Beast was gunned down by his creators, another racist fantasy, this time a real one, was played out. Another black body was sacrificed to the means of white power and subjugated to the authority of the white look. The effectiveness of Kong's strategies of containment of ingenious racism can be gauged by...
Tactical racism, now ingenious racism.
Ingenious racism.
Mm-hmm.
If you know your racism and know your enemy's skin color, you need not fear the outcome of 1,000 battles.
Oh, dear Lord.
Every line is worse than the last.
Can be gauged by setting it beside this real-world parallel, which took on, like Kong, the characteristics of a public spectacle to which curious onlookers rushed because something unusual was happening. In the aftermath of the particularly grisly lynching of Claude Neal, who was accused, in all likelihood, falsely, of violating and murdering a white woman, one sees what Kong could not and did show.
Can we take away this person's ability to live?
Neal's body was hung nude in the courtyard Arthouse Square. Live wire photographers were in the scene directly.
Also, I just realized that if he's trying to say...
We're on the scene early and direct... Oh, sorry, go for it.
I was going to say that essentially, if he's trying to say that like the idea of white civilization and all of that is preserved, then he completely ignores the fact that in Son of Kong, Carl is essentially bankrupt because of all the damage King Kong caused the city. So Carl does not get off scot-free, and he isn't praised for after Kong is dead. He's essentially destitute. So once again, his whole narrative falls apart when looking at the greater context of the film. But Skinhead is stupid.
I'm glad we have you around to help bring up what actually happened.
Oh no, trust me. The fact is that when you're around film students, you hear this all the time, and then you actually have to educate them.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to.
Wait, what?
Oh, trust me. This is the common consensus among film students.
What is?
That King Kong is racist and a allegory for blackness.
Yeah.
They actually think that.
Yeah. I remember I had a debate with also a professor about it too.
It's dumb.
It's really dumb.
Yeah, School of Movies also believes this. We should watch their. We're probably gonna listen to their King Kong thing soon.
I might do that on my channel as a stream.
Oh, I'll send you the link.
Oh,
I'll send
please
you the
do.
link.
Okay, so we got so no wonder why this person turned out the way he did. He grew up around these idiotic professors.
Okay.
We was Kongs and shit.
We was Kongs and shit.
All right.
You know, when I was just talking about my answers were, big monkeys, we were fighting dinosaurs and stuff. I'm looking at King Kong, y'all, from 1933. He was black, y'all. My ancestors, they fought giant monsters, man. You see my ancestors from Japan, he fought Godzilla, yo, and I'm just coming in, I'm Timbuktu, yo.
What the fuck was that?
We're getting close. We're getting close. We're at page 42, the beginning of page 42.
Yay!
We still have 6 to go.
Boo!
Okay. Neil's body was hung nude in the courthouse square. Live wire reporters were on the scene early and took many pictures of the remains. They reckoned their business investment well because some whites assembled after Neil's body was taken down early this Saturday morning were so disappointed that they quickly bought up photographs for 50 cents. Fingers and toes for the corpse were exhibited as souvenirs. Scores of aroused, curious people quietly paraded through the tension-filled jail in an orderly fashion to see the remains. So, you're likening Kong's death to this real-life atrocity that happened.
Also, what year did that atrocity take place?
1934.
So you mean a year after King Kong came out? Wow.
There's no way that could have been an influence on the movie. There's no way. It came out afterwards.
I don't think he's arguing that it's an influence. I think that he's saying that the film is indicative of these things.
Like it caused it?
No, like it is indicative, like it is like indicative of the attitude at the time. Like he's saying that
off Bell End.
Yep. Though indicative of the market that existed for acts of racist brutality, butchery, and for their spread through the photographic media, this direct viewing of the mutilated remains of an African American lynch mob victim would, when imagined, be too unsettling for the majority of white Americans, regardless of their deepest convictions about the measures of vengeance. Lacking distance from the spectacle and unable to derive consolation from the appeal to their own guiltlessness, viewers exposed to such an unspeakable display of brutality might have found it difficult to determine who is in this festival of hatred represented beauty and who the beast.
Festival of hatred. That's a little melodramatic, but it's a little late to point that out.
I'm just going. Okay, I'm gonna go fucking Hitman his ass. I'm gonna go find some silver ballers, get a black suit, shave my head, get a barcode tattooed to the back of my head, and then just fucking kill him.
Indeed, as Grace Elizabeth, and no jury would convict you.
Agent W7.
Indeed, as
Grace Elizabeth gonna be murder either. You can make anything look like an accident.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, as Grace Elizabeth Hale points out, the lynching of Neil, its gruesome details broadcast by the NAACP, as an effective strategy of focusing into view the racism's naked consumption, brought to an end the ritualized, theatrical, consumer-oriented spectacle lynchings that had marked the 20th century's first 3 decades. But the end of spectacle lynchings, as Hale also insists, did not signal the end of the racist violence that fed them. Instead, the image of the black beast rapist, providing a foundation for the culture of segregation beyond the reach of rational discussion, remained in the representations of lynchings that had taken the place of lynchings themselves. Kong is one such representation, and it epitomizes the ways in which mimetic violence sustains that which it seems to supplant. In Kong, the numerous displacements from black man to ape, from reality to fantasy, from courthouse to movie house, work to purge atrocity to shield audience members from their sanction of or participation in the act.
Mimetic. What was that again?
Mimetic violence. Mimetic violence.
All right, I have some bad news. I unfortunately have to go.
You're late for the
Okay.
Festival of Hatred?
Boo!
Later, Crow.
Alright, see you, Crow.
At least you're saving yourself for another session.
Save yourself before it's too late.
I'm taking
Fly, bird.
Oh my goodness, the sentence is 2 inches long.
Oh, good lord.
What? What? Hang on. Show us. This can't be.
Yeah. So, I will start of sentence. The viewer of Kong experiences the satisfaction of racial victory without needing to reckon its costs. In this way, Kong naturalizes the very violence it appears to take. Oh, never mind. I misread it. Never mind. It's not 2 inches. It's 2 separate sentences. Close
Oh,
sentence.
thank God.
Ultimately,
Thank God.
Ultimately, then, Kong offers perhaps the perfect emblem of 1930s America's racist culture, an emblem perfect because it captured the very image of the era's racism while allowing those who viewed that image to deny what they saw. It doesn't exemplify anything, you idiot.
Yeah, I reiterate. Fuck off, Bellin.
Yes.
Just please Kali, for the entirety of humanity, please go to the highest building in your area and just start walking.
Yeah, take
It'll
a
be a
long
ritual.
walk. Take a long walk off a short pier.
This is the first chapter.
Also, be sure to tie some center blocks to you. Just
Yes.
just do it kindly.
Okay.
Would you kindly?
Before I conclude this chapter, however, I would like to raise 2 elements of Kong that complicate the prevailing racist ideology of the film. Though neither counteract the film's racism, both are indicators of the complexity of fantasy films' ideological operations.
So there are counterexamples to all this bullshit, but they don't actually counter his idea. Fantastic.
Yep.
It both counters. It doesn't counter his ideas.
Yeah. Basically, this guy's reading way too deep into this. Kong is an
I'm reading
empty.
too deep, and I'm trying to see all the races in my head.
The first of these factors concerns the Kong audience. The second, the Kong artist. Given what I have said about the film, in particular my claim that in Kong the black gaze is allotted no place but rather is demonized and killed off, it might strike one as inexplicable that in addition to what Cynthia Erb terms the earnest, extremely oppositional approaches that often characterize black responses to King Kong, by some accounts, Kong was in its time and remains in ours, remarkably popular among African American moviegoers.
What?
So he's goodness, he's using it seems like kind of that he is strawmanning the opposition by using the ad populum argument, by saying that they use the ad populum argument. Why?
I will say this as someone who goes to a monster movie convention every year in Chicago. There are indeed a lot of black people there. And if I ever said to them that King Kong is an example of racism, they would probably look at me and think I'm very stupid.
They'd go, what the
Or-
hell are you talking about?
Or punch you in the face.
Oh no, they wouldn't punch me. They're very good friends, very nice people, but they would just be like, dude, stop. You know better. Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. A Negro friend from XJ Kennedy reports, a Negro friend from Atlanta tells me that in movie houses in colored neighborhoods throughout the South, Kong does constant business. They show the thing in Atlanta at least every year, presumably to the same audiences. Perhaps this popularity may simply be due to the fact that Kong is one of the most watchable movies ever constructed. But I wonder whether Negro audiences may not find some archetypical appeal in this serio-comic tale of a huge black powerful free spirit whom all the hard-working white policemen are out to kill.
Wow, that's so offensive. He's
King
essentially trying to
Kong
say
is hard working.
no, like he's trying to say essentially, oh, damn Negroes, they don't know really what's inside King Kong. They're drawn to it on a primitive, sociological level. But you see, the white man, I understand it as why I'm writing this book to you. Good sirs of the white race.
No, space junk. I bet they have black students all the time. Ugh.
Oh, they do. They do.
Yeah. I don't know what he's smoking, but I want to know so I can go and destroy his.
I don't know. The space junk
whatever
may actually
that
have
he
a
has.
point. I mean, how many of these guys' students have actually voted for Joe Biden?
If he's
Therefore,
if he's on control, I could find.
Yeah. Let me keep going.
I'm sorry. What was this about Joe Biden?
this guy has never met a black person in real life because none of them have voted for Joe Biden. Therefore,
oh my
you ain't black.
So there are numerous ways. Okay, this paragraph is a page long.
If you don't vote for Joe
Right, let's
Biden,
go
he'll
through it, go
remove
through
your
it. It's a
blackness.
page long, go through it, because then we can bang one
Okay.
out.
Okay.
What?
There are numerous ways.
What? No. Okay. Don't show us. You gotta be fooled.
Okay.
Are you spelling BS?
Nope. I wish I was. Does Dunn ever lie?
No, Dunn never lies.
Dunn lies about things being
Oh,
fun.
good God!
So we start off over here, and then we transfer to the page over here,
It's a paragraph.
And it ends over here with no indentation beyond the quotation in between.
Good.
Holy God! This guy doesn't write paragraphs; he writes essays.
Bruh.
But essays are supposed to be made of paragraphs, so that makes no sense.
Take away.
All right. There are numerous ways in which to
Can we take
explain
away
the-
his human rights?
Yeah, I don't know. We can at least take away his writing. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at the paragraph, the next bit of this paragraph, and I'm just like,
It gets better. It gets fucking better. Okay.
Oh, I bet it does. I bet it does.
Pull through, done.
alrighty. There are numerous ways in which to explain the apparent allure Kong holds for black audiences without recurring to its archetypal power, or for that matter, implying that African Americans are deluded into capitulating to hegemonic social ideologies.
Okay, I'm starting to lag. I'm sorry. Lag.
Oh no.
Wise Wolf is dying.
Yes.
Neff, kiss him and bring him back to life.
Kiss him? Why should I?
Use your necromancy.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alrighty. For instance, one might agree with Judith Mayer that the pathetic touches in the film's portrayal of its title character, his hurt expression when Driscoll stabs his finger, the crucifixion imagery in his New York premiere, his agonized reaction to the biplane's bullets, encourage the spectator to identify with Kong in a basically sympathetic way, even as Erb puts it, to root for the suffering black exotic.
Keep going.
For a second, I thought that it said black erotic rather than exotic. Okay.
No, that's the other moron we cover usually.
Oh no, we lost Wolf.
Oh dear.
Arg.
The book is killing Wise Wolf.
Can we sue the author for the murder of Wise Wolf? I don't think so. I think he's fine. His computer was just lagging, I think.
His computer had big tisms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or something.
Okay. He's working on coming back in. I think he's working on coming back in. I can't add him yet. He's working on it. Okay, JP Telot, indeed considers such ambivalence central to Kong's cinematic discourse. In the very reverse shot sequences that I have argued serve the film's racist ideology, Telot suggests that we find ourselves like Kong.
Can he not use reverse shot? I'm getting tired of hearing that.
Alrighty. Wolf has come back.
You're alive, comrade.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Looks like Neff's kiss of life worked.
Good job, White Mage. Good job.
Okay. So, Telot says we find ourselves like Kong, becoming the dual figure of menace and menaced, threatened subject and monstrous object. Simply put, the movie clutches us and makes us play by turns victim and villain, the self and the other. It forces us to assume a shadow aspect we might not have suspected lay within us. What?
Because it's about talking to... He's saying that this other guy's opinion, who I fully disagree with, is suggesting that the movie is trying to reach us on an individual level instead of trying to be some vile or racist depiction. And it is trying to reach us on an individual level.
Okay, we're getting close. We're close. Along the same lines, if the visual parallels between Kong and Denim supplement the film's racism, at the same time, these parallels between black and white monsters may support Anna Berenstein's argument that such racism is at odds with itself.
I'm back?
Yeah. Apparently.
Okay. I just restarted my computer so I could update. Okay, so I should be good.
That sometimes happens to me too.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think StreamYard just hates me.
Yeah, it hates me too sometimes. Though steeped in racism, films like King Kong are built on faulty and often paradoxical premises intended to confirm white supremacy, but destined to destabilize it as well.
Destabilize white supremacy.
No, it's not paradoxical. It's just not what you think it is. It's a fantasy film about a small little adventure and then Big Monkey.
Yeah.
I look at Big Monkey and I think black person.
Mm-hmm.
Because it clearly is illogical. Because that's clearly what a non-racist person would think.
Mm-hmm. And if so, what this would suggest is that Kong, perhaps in spite of itself, is a far more liberatory film than I have allowed. A film, indeed, that extends an emancipatory premise to the very race it assails.
Oh, screw you.
You are giving this movie way too much credit. A movie extending an emancipatory promise to the very race of the sales. Wow, Bellin, you are an idiot. What? This?
Yeah,
I hope that.
Someone get this man both a Darwin Award and a dunce cap.
Also, get this
For
man
being
help.
the peak of human stupidity.
This man is in need of psychological help.
Yes, he really is.
Yeah, he's like Ryan Johnson. They're both secretly racist.
Oh, that does not surprise me one bit.
Yeah,
Asian woman is a Asian woman bad driver.
Black man janitor.
Well, actually, that's a JJ thing.
Yeah, true. And also, yeah, JJ is more racist than Ryan, and because
Make the Hispanic person a former drug dealer. How progressive!
Yeah. Conversely, rather than assuming that it is within the premises of Kong that it's this liberatory potential lies, one might argue that African American responses to Kong attest that what Manthea Diawara calls the resisting character of black spectatorship. Though in the case of Kong, as with Diawara's test case, Birth of a Nation viewers are drawn to identify by the narrative, identify with a white woman imperiled by black monstrosity. The African American viewer may resist the racist reading of the black man as a dangerous beast, because it is, because they won't think that. You are assuming way too much. Audiences don't read into things like you. Yeah, you are very much assuming that because. Oh man, you're assuming because the. Are you assuming that like black audiences are stupid and don't think too deeply about things? Is that what you're saying, Bellin?
I think so because I think he is, because he's essentially saying that because you're trapped by the man, the white man, you don't know better.
I am offended by this act, by what he's actually insinuating.
Yeah. As with the question of Kong's potentially ambivalent or multiform construction of race, such resistant identification ultimately reflects on my reconstruction of race in the cinema as a whole, as indeed it does on my reconstruction of race in the culture more generally. So you're admitting this is all your stupid thing. Okay?
At least
Great.
you're.
We will
Thank
hold
you. Thank you
accountable
for
for
showing
it.
that you're stupid.
Mm-hmm. For as I said in the introduction, throughout the study, I assume the perspective of the dominant, in this case, white culture, in the creation, circulation, and reception of fantasy films.
Okay,
So
let's just start by taking away his rights to read, write, and then also be able to take away his ability to speak, and then also take away his ability to reproduce, take away his ability to do anything in civilized society. And then deport him back.
I don't think we have to worry about him reproducing.
I think he actually might. I think he actually has already produced.
I think he might have already done that to himself, too.
Okay.
Not like, oh, I'm not going to take the director's word on what he's saying. I'm going to take a look at his culture.
Oh. Okay. So in his acknowledgments, he says, "My daughter Lily, 2 years old when the book began, for loving this stuff as much as I do. My son Jonah, 11 months old when this film was completed, for loving the picture of Gollum on my desktop."
Okay, I'm going to make those kids unlovable orphans now.
Yeah. For my
I feel
wife,
fired for his kids.
My wife Christine Stantz for loving me despite this stuff. My cousin Vince for showing me how to do this stuff.
Okay, then
maybe it's his fault.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god.
I won't say
Yeah.
Okay. Cynthia Earp and Rob Latham for curbing my excesses and for confirming my belief in the pertinence of ideological criticism of fantasy film. We kill them first.
Oh, good lord, no.
Okay, let's compile the kill list now. Okay, so we're killing those two first.
Yep.
And then who's after that?
Bellin.
And then after that.
Okay.
Is it open season afterwards?
Yes.
Let's leave his. And his cousin. We'll add his cousin to the mix. I think no. Let's not kill them. Let's just sew up their buttholes.
No, even better. Let's do what Indiana Jones does with the Ark.
I was thinking more of the ants, but okay.
Yeah.
It's a very secure place. They're not gonna be found ever.
Okay. I do not retreat from this choice, nor do I retreat from it here.
And then you shall die.
Yep. Yet, as I also said, any approach to alienation fantasy film that selects only dominant social attitudes and readings is necessarily partial. Thus, if, as I believe to be the case, reading fantasy films in terms of such attitudes is both necessary and justified, at the same time one must recall, as Diawara puts it, that aspects of a dominant film can be read differently once the alternate readings of Afro-American spectators are taken into account. This is why I hate multiple lens readings.
I don't mind lens readings, that's fine, but don't either ignore context of events, just don't do that, don't lie, and don't bring up irrelevant issues.
Yeah, this is why I prefer to simply look at the mechanics of the script. Does this make sense? And if there's clear racism, like Birth of a Nation, just say, okay, this film was made by the Klan, and there's A, whiteface, well, B, blackface, I mean, and there's just a lot of gross stuff in this movie.
What movie?
Birth of a Nation.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, Birth of a Nation. Yes, it's technically like the King. It's technically the Triple K's favorite film.
I bet so. They made it.
Yeah. With this thought of alternative readings in mind, I turn to the second of two factors that may complicate the dominant tenure of Kong's racism, the work of stop-motion artist Willis H. O'Brien. How does this have anything to do with anything?
Okay, let's go. Just keep going. If he insults O'Brien or tries to imply him a racist, I'm gonna go off. Trust me.
Okay. In O'Brien's
just
case,
drive. Keep going. Just drive.
In O'Brien's case, the issue of identification once again becomes paramount, but at the same time it becomes exceedingly furtive and elusive. O'Brien was, by all accounts, not only introverted but taciturn by nature, but particularly reluctant to divulge the secrets of his trade. He worked almost invariably in private, kept no notes, permitted no photographs, and left only a single sketchy description of his special effects processes. Precious to Trivia Star fans like myself, but for some reason dispiriting when placed beside the wonders he wrought from the Kong figurine. And yet it seems reasonable to suggest that without O'Brien's having identified with Kong in ways surely different from, and perhaps even more profound than, that of Kong's audiences, such wonders could never have been achieved. Because it relies on the direct tactile engagement with the animated object, without the mediation of pen, paint, or keyboard, stop motion, arguably to a greater extent than other forms of animation, transforms the animated being into the extension of the animator, infusing it with his or her identity. The animator's fingerprints, as it were, a fact literally recorded from the bristling of Kong's fur under O'Brien's hands. In this respect, we see that the animation of Kong, a black being, by O'Brien, a white animator, is as itself a violation of the rigid codes of racial separation that aped 1930s America and 1930s Hollywood, codes that decried that only through opposition to black could white identity be secured. In the case of O'Brien and Kong, by contrast, the identity of both animator and animated emerged through collaboration across the divide of race. In their case, one could indeed argue that the boundaries of white and black were overrun, yet this breaching of difference arose not chaos but creation. Okay, so
Okay, well, before you go in, okay, so if okay, I've done stop motion animation. No, just because I animate something does not mean that I therefore always identify with it, or it means I am breaching some kind of boundaries. No, I am creating a character. I am causing this character to move. My thoughts and actions aren't going into the character. I am trying to create what a character acts in a specific way. With O'Brien worked specifically on the Lost World. Does that mean that because he animated the dinosaurs that he somehow is trans speciesist because of the boundaries he's breaking with his dinosaurs? No, it does not mean that. And let's also include the fact that he was working on creation at the time, which was there was no Kong in that whole script idea. It was just dinosaurs. And then it was Marion C. Cooper's idea to introduce Kong, so it wasn't even his own character that he was technically bringing to life. Or the fact that, like, I'd say the only time his own kind of personality or like something of his own life was brought into his work was specifically with Son of Kong, because his son, who was gravely sick at the time, was on the set working with him, and he wanted something for his son to connect with, which is heavily documented. And again, I think it's very super disrespectful to O'Brien, who I think went through an extremely tragic life. Not only having like his wife kill his kids, and like having a lot of his projects never come to pass, and just his degrading health and stuff. Again, just extremely disrespectful. It really, really makes me want to like grab this guy by his jaws and just pry it open. I would monkey this man so hard right now. Extremely disrespectful of O'Brien's work and like what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
It's like the way he's describing it, it doesn't even seem like a bad thing. He's basically saying O'Brien really got into his work and he really enjoyed a lot of making Kong. He really
he was
got
passionate. He was an extremely passionate man.
Would that we all do that with our own creations? That's
what any creator strives to do, is be passionate about what they do. We don't do this stuff because it's a job for us. We do it because we love it.
So I actually had a different attitude. This man is so stupid he can't beat up his own straw man that he created earlier.
How do you fail at that?
No, like
how do you fail at beating your own straw man to death?
His own straw man punches him back.
Yeah, because this argument, like, even if I were to say, like,
you aren't supposed to give your straw man a life. We build up your straw man. Don't give it life.
So essentially, like, even if I were to say Kong is like, even if I were to accept the thing of Kong is racist because of the reverse shot, which I do not, I wholeheartedly reject it as asinine. This is a weak argument to say that there is anything against Kong being racist. This is a weak argument. It's pathetic.
It's a weak,
yes, it is,
disingenuous one.
Yeah.
Is he saying that O'Brien is racist?
Well, no, it's saying that O'Brien, the unity of, like, because O'Brien created something that can be read as black, he's
crossing racial lines. He's crossing that line that should not be crossed by a white person.
Yeah, and it's like, it's weak.
Again, it really makes me want to punch this person.
Yeah, it's just like, this is a weak argument to disprove anything. It's like the second of two factors that complicate the dominant tenure of Kong's racism. And
your whole reading is wrong. If it complicates it that much and there's so many holes in it, then maybe what your thought process is just flat out wrong.
Yeah, because you, Mr. Bellin, are an idiot.
Bellin,
you are an idiot.
Bellin.
Yep. Okay.
It's just that Bellin wasn't an idiot.
We have 2 pages left.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. The movements
and we crossed the 3-hour mark.
Yay! Okay, it's done. This is officially now a long stream.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, the longest stream we've had is like almost 4.5 hours long, and that was Neff Champion's tutoring stream.
Yeah, that was my tutoring stream.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah. The movements and personality that O'Brien imparted to Kong or that Kong expressed for O'Brien lead credence to this theory. Erb, noting the boxer-like motions with which Kong regularly confronts his animal and human antagonists, proposes that these mannerisms filmed in light of O'Brien's enthusiasm for boxing and his brief stint in the ring may signal the animator's identification with the ethnic and class-based impulses of the sport.
Oh my gosh.
And in particular, African American boxers such as Jack Johnson.
Yeah, I do boxing too. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do to the sport, Belland.
Though I find this reading suggestive, I would prefer to say that O'Brien's animation of Kong is distinguished more generally and powerfully by self-projection and introjection, both in the character's overall design, most notably of Kong's eschewing of knuckle dragging in favor of an upright posture and gait, and in countless pieces of humanizing action. The wrestling moves he performs on the dinosaur, his hand over motion he employs always to haul the vine, holding Darrow and Driscoll, the careful step pivot he uses to negotiate over a fallen tree. Kong is a material embodiment of the animator's ghostly presence, substance of the man's shadow. Oh, screw off!
Yeah, just
I'm sorry. How could
way.
the meat eater in this movie actually perform similar boxing moves to Kong? Look at his arms. Try doing that.
Yeah.
Wait! Isn't it a T-Rex doing that?
It's well, like we don't in the script. It's just called a meat eater. We don't really know what it actually is. I think O'Brien called it an allosaur, and Samaritan T. Cooper says it's a T-Rex, but it's
so
not,
little itty bitty arms. In
Yeah.
other words,
exactly.
yeah, no, there's no way that a dinosaur with itty bitty arms would be able to pull the same kind of stunts as a gorilla.
Or the same thing as the Elasmosaur, which has no arms, or the Pteranodon that also has no arms. I want to use my arms and punch this guy. Really hard.
That's very well said. A great passion.
Yeah.
Alright, for next stream, I need
Surprisingly,
to...
he didn't last a year. It took us a whole... This book probably went underneath the radar for so long until you heard about it, and you're like, okay, how bad could it be? And then you know that not even pirates were willing to keep this. It's
Okay.
They found it and then immediately ditched it.
Oh. How is this man bad at, like, destroying his own straw men?
Because he's a bellend.
As
he is
Simzilla
having
said,
no success at all.
Yeah.
as Simzilla said, he isn't destroying his straw man. The straw man is destroying him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, O'Brien's second wife, Darlene, spoke of this mating of man and monster. I can see O'Brien in every one of Kong's gestures and movements. Though on the one hand the transformation of Kong into a human presence heightens the racial menace, suggesting that he is not simply a dumb brute, much less a brute object, but a calculating sexual predator, on the other hand, the transformation breaks down from within the very threat it broadcasts. If Kong is O'Brien, if the Black Beast is not only created by the white man, but is the white man, the behind-the-scenes manipulator and his dark self, two parts of the same whole, then implicitly in Kong lies the understanding that only through the embrace of one's supposed other, not through violence against him, can oneself be secured or even saved.
Does this guy think Josh Brolin actually wants to kill half the universe? Because that's the same logic.
Okay, Belland, I'm sorry about this stream, but fuck off.
I agree with the cat girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
here's all the fuck. Yeah, like to Bellad. Look at all the fucks. Look at all the fucks I am about to unleash upon you. I assure you, you will not survive.
Also, what does that mean for what's it called Andy Serkis, who did all the motion captures for Kong in the 2005 version? Like, it's so dumb.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah, Andy Serkis was the
damn
motion
it,
capture artist behind the 2005 Kong.
How many
I
motion
don't
capture
know, I
CG
don't
works has he
know.
been in?
A lot of them.
Yes.
Yeah, Drake says it best. Yes.
He was Gollum, he was Caesar, he was Baloo in the
Kong, and then he was
And in the latest thing he was in, he was Snoke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What a waste of a character.
What a waste of an actor.
Baloo in
Snoke
the
was just his last appearance was actually in a tube.
actually Baloo I think it's Mowgli Legend of the Jungle or whatever came after The Last Jedi.
Yep.
So but basically he's saying, okay, so the Black Beast is not only created by the white man, but is the white man the behind-the-scenes manipulator, and her dark
He's essentially saying
arts-
black people are not savages. They are very smart. It's just white people portraying them badly because y'all are racist.
Yeah, let me reiterate. Fuck off, Bellin.
Yeah.
Okay. I raised this possibility fully aware that the process that I have described, that of a white man inhabiting a black body, might itself be read in terms of the dominant racism of 1930s culture and cinema, inasmuch as it might be seen as an elaborate form of blackface minstrelsy, which some scholars have identified as one of the principal means by which white Americans forged a distinctive identity through public performances of torture inflicted on the black body. In this light, the Irish American O'Brien's blacking up, as in his case aping, the African American might be considered no more than a cynical act of appropriation, an act that, moreover, that connects Kong once more to the racist fantasies of birth, with its blackface predators of white women. I hate this man. Jinx.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Wait, cultural appropriation before cultural appropriation became a thing?
Actually, what's it called? Done. Since I'm half black, you activated my trap card. Racial appropriation. Therefore, the Jinx is turned against you. Now I play 3 face downs and end my turn.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh reference. I love it.
It could act. Okay, let's.
We're almost done.
See, this is why I say we just take away his right to be a human being.
Okay, let's remove his testicles, his tongue, and his fingers, and then sew up his butthole, and then force feed him lots of hamburgers.
No, that's too good for him. Soy.
Yeah,
Well,
why
we
does he
want
get to
him
have
to
hamburgers and I
Are
don't?
we really going to leave his manhood intact?
No, I was saying we remove his penis.
You said his testicles.
That's true.
Okay, let's.
That's the sack underneath.
We
Done.
Varys him.
Okay. If one reads the O'Brien relationship in this way, then and there is clearly precedent for doing so, with gestures such as Kong's ubiquitous eye rolling being characteristic of minstrel show mannerisms, then one would have to say their relationship is characterized not by identification but by exploitation, or by exploitation through identification.
Wow, the only person exploiting here is you exploiting O'Brien's legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
good
eye
God, yeah.
rolling is racist.
Mm-hmm.
This is me
You
being
can't-
racist right now.
You can't see, but I'm rolling my eyes at you, you goddamn idiot.
Okay, as Michael Rogan, this is so you are associating apes with you're associating apes with black people.
But where are the racist people?
Mhm.
Okay.
As Michael Rogan describes it, blackface, whatever desire lay buried in the form, assaulted the people through whose mouths it claimed to speak. Moreover, it passed immigrants into Americans by differentiating them from the black Americans, who were not permitted to speak for themselves. Kong would in this respect be O'Brien's puppet in the truest sense, a figure created and controlled by the white man so as to simultaneously mask and to make his own identity. Wow.
That stupid killed Wolf.
Yeah, it did.
Yep.
It killed Wolf. Oh no.
Yep. Loving Kong as I do, however, I do not accept this portrait in its entirety. Or at least, I believe that the alternative construction I offered of the O'Brien-Kong relationship, one based, to use Rogan's terms, in desire rather than assault, is equally persuasive. So he's walking back on his thing. Great. Yet, at the same time, I must insist that to credit the positive potential of O'Brien's performance is neither to eulogize the man as a heroic individual rising above the prejudices of his time, nor conversely to mourn the tragedy of his maverick, egalitarian vision, having been sullied by the racism of his cultural movement. Kong is not racist, nor is it allegorical for a black man, you idiot. Neither of these characterizations will bear much scrutiny, and both finally miss the point. One cannot separate O'Brien's Kong from the film King Kong, even if one could prove that O'Brien meant to contest the racism climate of his era, his industry, his craft, and there is insufficient evidence for such a case. What he produced is inextricable from the racist context from within which he worked.
So O'Brien needs to prove that he's innocent.
All right, racist. Prove you aren't racist. Nothing you say will ever make me think otherwise, though.
Oh man, this final sentence is an inch long.
Before you say anything, Don, from now on, you also need to get the clip of John just beating Ramsey.
Yes.
You need
to get
for
that.
moments like this.
I need to get that. Also, I need to get the King Kong standing over the T-Rex that he has just beaten.
Which one, the 05 one or the 33 one?
The 05. Oh, the 05
V-Rex,
one.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Thus, the very heart of Kong harbors a paradox not unlike that which I have mentioned is maintained as formative for fantasy film as a whole.
Keep lagging.
That's unfortunate.
Aww.
Oh, man. See his picture.
Alfred.
Yep. Okay, so harbors a paradox not unlike that which I have maintained as formative for fantasy film as a whole. The man who perhaps loved Kong to the point of entering into a glorious fusion of souls with him was also the man who, through that very process, introduced the American culture to one of the most resonant and undying images of its hateful racist legacy. That is one beast that even beauty could not kill. End of chapter.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
I hate you so much.
Yeah.
What if you find the machine guns beautiful?
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Yes.
To everything that this man has said in this chapter, I
Well, the machine guns are in fact beautiful. No!
Yes.
Monkey.
Yeah.
You're unhappy with the ending. No, I question your basic writing credentials. This guy isn't a functional adult.
No, he's not.
Now that we're done with the chapter, can we get to memes, please?
Yes, please, please, let's get to memes.
Alrighty.
Mem time.
What clip did you play?
What?
Memes.
What do you mean? What clip did I play? What clip did I play?
I am
What do you
just
mean, what clip?
The no, I think he means, right?
This.
Well done.
That's my response to everything this man has said.
Yeah. Pretty much everyone else's
Yes,
too.
that's the. I am
1 second.
lagging. I am lagging as all hell.
Oh man. We're. Oh man.
I went to artwork and discussion instead of memes, but I'm still happy regardless of what I saw.
Yeah.
Okay, so are we gonna go look at the memes now?
Yes,
please.
let's look at memes.
I'm setting it up. I would rather watch. Yes.
I do want to rewatch the original Kong and the Peter Jackson King Kong after listening to this book.
Okay. Let me get to the beginning. Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. Allow me to share my screen. Goldfinger yet again.
Hey.
I just hate the lag.
Yeah.
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 The next poster.
Yep.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's from Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla.
Oh.
Neff's little Godzilla. Wolf's Mothra and Duns Mogra. Okay, I like this.
Racist versus America.
I saw that one. That's a
Oh, yeah, that one I did see.
That's a real. I love that one. That's a good meme.
Yeah, it is. Next one's good too.
Wait, Framing Monsters was made.
Wait, Framing Monsters was made.
Disappointment.
Wait, I am just surprised that a human being wrote this book.
Yeah, I know.
The complete Godzilla Compendium. Framing Monsters.
Okay, which is that the Krabby Patty versus what?
Versus the
Chum Bucket.
Oh.
Yeah. I think yeah. This is where I put my good books. If I had
any.
Yep.
Oh, it's a Dogo. It's
Framing-
a Doge.
Framing Monsters was made. Framing Monsters was made. Framing Monsters was made. Framing Monsters was made. How was Framing
Monsters made?
On lots and lots of cocaine. Wait.
Could you tell me what book you made again? Framing Monsters.
Shocked. If I grow up, I want to be.
I love that one. These are really good ones.
Okay.
Oh, this one's great. The next one.
Apes die if they are killed.
They are killed.
Single-handedly, one of the best quotes.
Yep.
Corporate needs to do the fighters between this picture and this picture. Shit.
They're the same picture. They're the same picture.
Would have been better, Godzilla, if you actually got a picture of some shit and then the Framing Monsters book.
I found it after 15 years. The Scroll of Truth. Framing Monsters.
Yeah!
Wait, that implies this thing was truth.
No, because it was false. It was a
I
false
just
truth.
read Framing Monsters.
Monsters. Save me.
Yeah, I have to read it. You guys have to
one.
Oh, this one.
Black crime.
Oh man. Don't go undone stream or draw 25.
It's like I'm gonna say Una for some turns.
Me after I look at Framing Monsters. It looks like the cat's actually aroused.
Because the monkey assaulted him. That's why.
Yeah.
All powered black shields.
Now I'm just
When he
imagining
said,
the
like,
shield of
something
Morty's
like
from Rick and Morty.
Black shields. I knew I had to do something like that.
I don't
Oh,
fully
let me-
know what that is.
It's from King Kong Escapes with King Kong and Mechanicong.
And so what is the thing on the head? I know that one of them is my brain. At least one of them's me, one's Bellin.
You have Big Rock.
Oh, it's Big
Oh,
Rock.
Big Rock.
Big
Rock.
Yes.
Oh, that works. It's a big rock. Okay, it's a big rock. Okay, that works. Me holding big rock. Oh, tactical blackness. Okay. Vegeta. Do I represent black people?
Oh, trust me, I've
Goku.
seen a video where a black person tries
That's
to say that Dragon
Goku.
Ball Z and the Saiyans are black people.
Yeah, that's a good. That's.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, this one.
Dun, dun, dun,
Oh,
dun,
God,
dun,
that's
dun,
so
dun, 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 dun.
Bill playing a coffin dance meme when he suddenly gets a severe injury.
Yeah.
Hey, am I lagging again? No, I'm fine.
Done? Go to the next one already.
Did Dunn die?
I think
Uh,
Dun finally fell victim to stupid poison.
Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, he's
If
still
so,
here.
if Dun dies, then I'll let you make
We
it
lost Dun!
Oh no, Dun!
Oh my god! Oh
Today's topic is fucking done. It fucks up again by disconnecting from his own fucking screen over
God,
60
Is
times
the
in
stream
one
still
ass
going?
fucking show.
Oh,
Dun is
no.
dead now.
No, don't tell me you actually disconnected. Is the sheep still going? I need to check this right now.
It is still going.
It
We
is!
took it over.
We are still.
What?
So, wow.
Yeah, we did. We lost him. Oh.
Wow, this
oh
moment
no,
of
that
sadness.
means that we're stuck here until he gets back.
Dun represents black mana, therefore it represents white supremacy when he dropped from the stream.
Oh my goodness, we actually lost Dun.
I hereby vote that we make Neff here the new Lord Captain Commander of the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, Dun pulled the literature devil.
I
he
think
must
we
be
gotta
back.
change.
The dark side.
Yay!
Oh, he's back. There you go.
The thing from Neff about Neff to supplant me.
Never! No!
Nope, no clue
Drake
here.
said that.
Don't worry, Dun. I'm excessively loyal. I don't simp.
I am just. I'm just keeping Neff close to me, okay?
No, I do not simp. That is literally my least favorite thing to do.
Man, how funny is it that suddenly we lose the person? Yay!
More memes.
Yep, more memes.
It's like, holy crap, we're stuck.
Okay,
here.
so yeah, we realized that was not.
Kong.
Kong!
Let me see. Something is going wrong. I don't know what it is. Let me refresh Discord.
Hashtag technical difficulties.
Dunical difficulties.
Technical just fuck it. But yeah, listen.
Yes, he even got to the really good ones yet either. He's really close.
Yeah, he's close.
Yeah, let it load up.
It's just hard to believe that you would actually die on a stream.
I don't know what happened but my I think just so annoying. I don't know why it's doing this. My internet is crap.
What is with all these hosts having really crappy internet?
Hey, I haven't disconnected from my streams yet.
Yeah, but you haven't. Have you hosted someplace?
Yeah.
Ah. I think I won't on.
I continuously disconnected the rest of the stream. It's like my internet fucked me up.
Oh, what's it called? Looks like chat's casting votes for who's next to be appointed.
I vote Neff.
Damn it.
That's nepotism.
Yeah, that's nepotism.
Well, can you believe me? Listen, I would also supplant. I'll also supplant Wolfie to be one of her advisors.
Yeah.
That's even harder nepotism.
That's the point, though. Well, that's the best part.
You will never defeat me.
Done. You still having troubles with loading up Discord?
Yeah.
You want me to you want me to share my screen, see if that works?
Yeah, that'd be great. I stopped at the Kong.
I would screen share it, but that would actually make it fuck me over.
Let me find the memes. Come to me, memes chat.
Don't come to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He is.
All right.
Right. And I reunite myself to simple.
All right. Yep.
Well, is that wrong to be just
done. I share my screen, so we're good.
I'm not sipping. Am I?
Alrighty.
No!
Kong.
I like the one underneath it.
I love when Godzilla flies like that. It's so stupid.
Yeah, but apparently to Cold Crash Pictures, that's why people hate that movie. Which is wrong.
This one I don't know, but Crow's the one that he's not here.
It's the harbor Jotas. Briefing mig for the. I'm not gonna try to figure out the rest of that. We'll have to ask the Birdman when he gets here.
Translate this shit for us.
Mm-hmm.
Please translate that.
Look at those eyes. Look at that nose, bro.
King Kong is a rapist. Change my mind.
Working on it.
Again, he looks like a skinhead.
Yeah,
okay,
he
Crow's
does.
refusing to translate.
Talk to Joshua David Bell and talk to him.
Oh, Dr. Crow says no. Please, please, please. I want to know what that says.
Racist monkey.
Racist monkey. I love it.
Worse than all those Black Rangers.
No, they're all Red Rangers except they're colored black.
No, they're all Black Rangers.
No, because that's Wild Force Red, Zeo Red, Quantum Ranger, Lightspeed Red, Mighty Morphin Red, In Space Red, Time Force Red, Galactic Red, Turbo Red, Alien Ranger Red. Because that's from the Forever Red episode they did.
And yeah, they just photoshopped it. I actually had that beforehand, and it just became extremely apropos.
That's
Oh.
not fair, Crow. You shouldn't have made it a meme.
Rika. I say you to kill the beast.
Yeah.
This book is so bad.
That's how Kong's apparently portrayed according to this film, in this reading.
Never gonna give. Never gonna say never again.
Though, never gonna say never again.
Oh, there we go. This one's for you, Wolf.
Definite sex. Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture.
I know that could never work between us. Not because you're a gorilla, but because you're black. Patrick, what's the difference?
Okay.
That Wolf now disconnected because of me and Drake, so he ain't nowhere near her now. Oh no, even better since I'm next to Wolf. He's trying to get near Neff. You ain't going nowhere.
Hey, if you want to see something fun happen, you're gonna need to stick around.
That's true.
Nazis rising.
Also, chat, make more Wolf Neff memes.
We demand it. Yeah. Literally killed done.
Killed done.
Citizen Kane, Power Rangers the movie, Super Mario Brothers the room.
Alrighty, we've already seen that meme.
Oh, that's one. Oh yeah, we've seen both of these ones before.
Wolf,
And the
Mary,
French
good
fries, too. Why did
Yeah.
you upload them again?
Because they're funny.
Yeah, and they're kind of relevant too.
The Godzilla one's not bad, actually.
No, it's
But we had
not.
good memes.
Let me see. Hopefully Discord. I'm loading up Discord, seeing if it works. But anyway, it's like, dang, that was bad.
Yeah, thank God we were able to get through the chapter, though.
Those were good memes.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the next chapter?
The next chapter is The Promise of Miracles: Technology and Class Conflict in the Wizard of Oz.
Oh, I wish this was mine.
Why?
Because Wizard of Oz was one of my favorite movies.
I got no Wizard of Oz experience, so I'd be next to useless.
I've seen it several times. I don't like the movie and I don't like the book.
If only it were the Lizard of Oz.
But
The
it's-
Grand
but
Lizard of
it's-
Oz.
The Grand
the
Wizard
reason-
of Oz.
We're off
the
to see
reason
the
why-
Wizard, the Grand Wizard of Alabama.
But the reason I don't like it for mostly subjective personal reasons. I admit it's a very good movie. It's just not for me. I just find it really saccharine and just boring to watch.
What are the little people, the dwarves called in Wizard of Oz?
The
again?
Munchkins.
I only watched the movie for the Munchkin hanging.
I think I only watched one Wizard of Oz, and that was Oz the Great and Powerful.
I actually saw that in theaters.
Wow.
That was, let's see.
That had James Franco in it. I think
Yep.
it was like 2013.
Somewhere around there, because I
It's
remember I
intense.
think I was just about in high school or it was right before high school when that came
Well,
out.
we had, we have Wizard of Oz on VHS. So that tells you just how old I am.
There you
Oh, we
go.
know you're 32. You're a spring chicken.
Would still do that.
Wait, if that's the case, that means instead of Cactus,
Cat-
it has to be mommy posting now.
Cat.
I would
Cat.
still.
I wonder if it's going to
Guys-
be an issue for this guy that
Guys,
Wizard of Oz
Cat-
features flying monkeys.
Oh,
Cat.
probably.
Catmancer class.
Is that supposed to be me?
Yes, I think it is.
I would listen. I would still do it with Neff.
Again, now Wolf, it has to be mommy posting now. Now we know.
Katamari Damacy. Nya, 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 nya.
I actually played that game with a friend. It was fun.
But done. You lied to me.
Yeah,
I
I
came
love
here for
it.
conk. I got no conk.
But yeah, I love the soundtrack especially. It's really, I love the soundtrack. I even went up to look it up after I went to look up afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Well, this has been fun. We've been at this for nearly 4 hours. We had some good memes. We read some really asinine things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Thanks, girl. We certainly had fun.
Yep. So now I must say something involving another monkey.
Hmm.
Okay, we're going.
Go!